The time has come. Execute Order 66.
The time has come for Wolfpack Wednesdays. What's
Wednesday!
going on? My friends on the panel, DLO, Brick Artemis, and all of you out there in the chat. Welcome to episode 98. Two left. I got to start prepping because that's going to come very quickly. 100th episode.
You
But
ready?
And I do believe next week is like the 2-year mark. I thought it was the first week in May of 2020.
Definitely was May.
May?
2023? No.
I don't
It was
know.
May 11th. It was May 11th. I just looked this up. Of 23.
Johnny on the spot over
Yeah,
here.
23. That's crazy. Time really flies. I can't believe it's been almost 2 years.
For real.
since
What
we've
were we
been,
even doing 2 years ago?
I was at a cabin.
You were in a
my
cabin.
parents'
We
basement.
were. Yes. Yes, absolutely. I was in better
Kilo
shape.
was
I know
just
that.
bright-eyed and bushy-tailed. Yeah.
Mhm.
Man.
Bushy tails.
Damn.
I haven't been called that.
How you guys doing today? How you guys doing this week?
Doing good. Just got a strong urge to get back in the gym after this quick conversation we had here. But other than
I
that,
thought you were
doing
going to say I
great.
just had a strong urge to get back into collecting after
Oh, no. I don't collect anymore.
Yeah, we don't do that.
We don't do that anymore.
Honestly, though, it feels like maybe because I've just been going like balls to the wall this year. It feels like a drought in the last maybe month. Maybe a figure here or there because I've been selling some stuff. But nothing, maybe it's like for example, I have a loose No Way Home Doctor Strange coming, paid practically nothing for it.
No.
Just stuff like that. Maybe it's been
That
coming,
dopamine
but
hit, buddy. That's what it was.
still waiting
No
on.
one's buying that figure, especially loose. So
Still waiting on some good stuff like the dewback, which maybe I've heard some people are maybe starting to get.
that's what it is. We're missing the good stuff. All the stuff that's just been piling up month after month, and it's not on U.S. soil yet. I mean, that's what's got everybody feeling the funk right now. I think that's what it really comes down to. Once we get those, it's all good again. I'm a collector.
Although Brick's been like drowning in Spider-Man figures.
Yeah,
Like
I'm
work?
starting to feel the webbing. You know what I mean? That didn't make any sense. No, I got a lot of Spider-Man figures. It's a little crazy. I got 2 Spider Punks. I got 2099 that came in, and
I see him
More
on the
coming.
table back there. Are you doing another review or just pictures?
no, I haven't opened that one up yet, and so he's just kind of sitting there.
Gotcha.
I was building some Lego on that table, so that's why there's a table behind me. So yeah, fun. Great figure though.
So I've seen in the community, guys, if you're coming in, hit that like button and let us know you're here in the comments. We're gonna warm up here a little bit, but I noticed in the community people have also been getting hit with the tariffs, like they're starting. But I've also been knowing like, and this is like maybe my conspiracy theory, but like all of a sudden things have been shipping, and we're getting the tariffs. Like, do you guys think that was purposefully done? Do you think it's just maybe they were holding out as long as they could, and then they're like, well, it's not getting sorted out, we just got to start shipping stuff out? Or do you think it's just a coincidence? Any ideas on that? Any thoughts?
All I know is it's expensive to hold on to merch. That's the thing. If it's not being shipped out, it's being housed. And when you got tons of stuff like Sideshow does, not just 1/6, but every kind of format you can think of.
Yeah.
That's kind of premium for them too. So I think it was kind of one of those, they tried to hold that as long as they can thing. And now it's just like, okay, well, we got to get some of this out. And since we kind of already prepped everybody what's going to happen, we're just going to have to ride the wave until this is all figured out outside of the collecting world.
Maybe Hot Toys was holding out for a little bit to see what happened with it all before they shipped it to Sideshow or something like that. But no, I don't think it was like ooh, all right, 7% now, let's go after them, or anything like that. But I will say, I do want to say one thing. I don't know if we're going to get into this topic too much, but what really pisses me off is, look, I get it. Tariffs are like real, okay? And it sucks. But what gets me is when you have companies, long story short, I'm only going to buy from Sideshow now. Okay? I cannot handle the fact that we order from and not to bash anybody. There's good people out there like Underground, and he's fine, but like
he's fine.
I buy these figures, and it takes me, I don't know, 2 months, 4 months, 6 months, sometimes a year longer than Sideshow. I save maybe $10 to $20, and then when it finally ships, I get hit with tariffs. Like, so what bothers me is not really the tariffs right now, but like if it was shipped out 4 months ago when everyone else got theirs, I wouldn't have gotten hit with tariffs. You know what I mean? So I don't know, that part bothers me. But
does it matter though that they usually get their stuff from Sideshow?
It does bother me even more, because if they get their shit from Sideshow and Sideshow sent their stuff out 3 months ago, what's taking them so long? And if they're already getting their stuff from Sideshow, why don't I just get my stuff from Sideshow? Why when something goes wrong do I have to go through them, for them to go through Sideshow, whenever I can just go through Sideshow? You know what I mean? I don't like it. It bothers me. So.
Well, I think for like 90% of collectors, Sideshow is probably the way to go.
Sure.
And the whole tariff situation, I mean, it's, everybody's kind of learning on the fly with this here, especially on the retail side of things. But I think, you have to consider as well too, like some people, when I say other people, I mean like other, retailers, they offer free shipping. Or sometimes you don't charge tax or something like that. And that can mean, a big difference for some collectors there. And you figure, let's say, not knowing everybody's policy, because I haven't looked at everybody's policy because I just shop around. But if, let's say there's one retailer that doesn't charge shipping, well, I mean, paying a tariff to them isn't as bad as paying a tariff to, say, Sideshow, right? Because your Sideshow, you're going to pay shipping, you're going to be taxed, and then now you got the tariff to deal with as well too. So, so we're not saying like, hey, don't go through your guy and go through directly to Sideshow, nothing like that. But go with what works for you. I guess is probably the best way we could probably tell you about that.
Yeah, because like Underground is usually cheaper than Sideshow, and then you don't pay tax, so usually that helps you out. But then Hawk, obviously we have the coupon with him that you can use a few times, but he's somebody that you can talk to directly too and just see what kind of deal you can work out. I don't know. I actually haven't asked him what he's doing with the tariffs yet, so that's a conversation I'd like to have with him just to see where his head's at. But yeah, I mean, obviously if you buy from like Toys Buying Agent, I don't think are they doing tariffs? Because they already bought the figure, they're just shipping it to you, correct? Or do they have to do tariffs on that as well?
Good question. I don't buy overseas like that, so I'm not
just a lot of unanswered questions so far. So I should check something out at TBA and see if there's a tariff, but I don't want to do that right now. So yeah, it's crazy. It's not that much money when you think about it, but when it adds up, it becomes a headache. You know, like tariff here, tariff there, tariff everywhere, and now I'm paying an extra $65 on.
Yeah. I mean, if you buy one figure in a great while, it's not that bad. But if you get 5 figures in 2 months, that's $100.
Yeah,
that's two figure payments.
I don't know about you guys.
to counter my point, to go back to Rick's part for 1 second, one thing I do feel like that is unfair in this whole conversation is the circumstances where the figure is paid off in full. Like, for example, I'll use myself as example. Guys, it's been well documented. I'm the only one in the pack who doesn't have Jack Sparrow. Jack Sparrow's been paid off for maybe 3 months now, something like that. Wanda has been paid off. I got a couple figures that I just kind of knocked out over time, and technically I paid what I'm supposed to pay, right? So, and again, these were figures that came out before the tariffs. I paid it in full before the tariffs. So I'm still probably I think I know I'm going to get hit with a tariff once those invoices officially say they're here. So, I mean, it's tricky, man. It's tricky because like it's out of everybody's control, but at the same time, it's still not fair to us, but it's also not fair to the retailer as well too. So it's just
it sounds like, I mean, we don't know the details, but it sounds like they're eating part of the cost too. So
they are.
They are for sure. They are for sure eating some of the cost. I guess it's more of a preference thing. It's not, like I said, I'm not trying to put down any like, smaller company or anything like that. It's a big preference thing too, because like DLO was saying, this has happened to me with 3 different companies in the last month that a figure has been fully paid off, and then either A, I don't get any communication with months and months and months past that where everybody else has their figure, so I have to reach out, or B, I get hit with tariffs after the figure's been paid off for 3 months. I don't think that's cool, man, because 3 months ago other people got their figure, and now yes, it's only maybe $10 to $20, but come on, you didn't communicate with me at all unless I reached out, and now I gotta pay more because it took you 3 times as long to get the damn figure. So I don't know. For me, it's just Sideshow. I'm gonna stick with it. It's me.
Oh, I like the payment plans.
Yeah,
I mean, I like to have a balance. I like
NRD usually isn't as much.
Yeah, I like to do a majority of mine from Sideshow, so I can do kind of balance the payment plans out. But then obviously I go with my guy Hawk, and then Underground Figures kind of sprinkle that in. And if I have to have it right away, it's either TBA or Jeremy Casa. So, those are the guys that I trust. But you never know. Like the security blanket is with Sideshow, because as much as I'm friends with some of these resellers, if something changes like that and they're out, then I'm out as well. So I just feel like there is that security with Sideshow, and you can't really go wrong with them either. Yeah. And you get the reward points. That you just store away like a little squirrel in his nuts. He's like, look, guys, I just spent 135 in points. Deal is like, where'd you find that?
Dude, the only points I get are from Spooktaculars and, whatever Thanksgiving promotions they do here. So
I was always like, oh, I got $20 in rewards. What can I burn this on? I'll just buy another 200.
When you guys talk about reward points, I'm like, it must be nice, because like I don't pre-order with those guys. The only time they get me is when it's like, one of those damn freaking limited edition figures and stuff. So
yeah, I used I like $80 on Mall, which was nice. We made that one a lot cheaper.
Yeah, I was able to pay most of that Hano Spider-Man off right away. The one from, not the black one, the symbiote suit. No, thank you. The one from the show, because I was like, oh, nobody else we're not gonna get a Hot Toys version of this. So yeah, I used most of my reward, or I paid off most of it with my rewards, and now I feel like I'm only spending like $65 on it. So I'm like, cool. Well, now with tariffs, it's gonna be like $100, but it's all good. I'm a little stressed.
Rick is trying so hard, ladies and gentlemen, to not sound bitter, but he
got his first tariff hit today, so he's a little on edge.
You know how like he gets happy when he starts talking, oh, I got it for a second, but then it hits him again, like, oh, damn tariff, $100 now.
Yeah, just have a drink. Yeah. It'll make you forget. Drink it away.
Drink it away.
Hopefully everybody out there is having a drink with us as well, even if it's water. Keep yourself hydrated.
I mean, look at the bright side. I mean, for those, I've seen a couple of people already pop in and kind of announce that they've gotten their emails. At least we're getting them, right?
That's true.
Right.
At least everything's not on hold.
Because you figure, what, $15? I think I saw a couple emails for a couple of figures. $15 isn't bad if it means I don't have to wait another 6 months for a figure that I've been waiting for a year after it's been released. You know what I mean? So, that's just one less cup of coffee at Starbucks or something.
But that's the thing too, because like Brick brings up, like people from Sideshow are getting it so soon, and then he's got to wait for the resellers. But you and I got our Jack Sparrow from Sideshow, and he still hasn't. So there's just no real rhyme or reason on how things work and batches. I don't know that stuff. So I think it's just kind of like a lottery or a crapshoot. I couldn't really say, but buy where you're comfortable with. And
I will say this: if DLO wanted to cancel his Jack right now,
here we go.
He would get his NRD back right away.
Oh, I thought you were going to say you would give him yours.
If I wanted to cancel,
okay, friend.
If I wanted, and by all means, I totally get why.
Mm-hmm.
But if I wanted to cancel from somebody else, I would not get my NRD back. And I get it because they're a smaller company. I get that. But what's that do for me, the buyer? Yes, I'm going to be that guy right now. What does that do for me? If I got to wait another 6 months when DLO could get it from somebody like Hawk right now, not saying he has it right now, but like for an example, for certain figures, right? Like why not do that? Why not cancel, get your NRD back, and buy from Hawk and have it in 2 days? That's the shit that bothers me.
Why don't I just cancel with Sideshow, give you the money, and you ship me yours? Because I know that's already packed.
Yeah, I thought that's where he was going.
I thought this was where it was going.
NRD back.
Okay.
Now that I'm not unboxing him, I like him. It was just the unboxing process I didn't like.
All right, fine, whatever. Well, it's all good. I heard I'm going to get a better hat than everybody because I'm waiting. So I guess that's a rumor. They fixed the hat.
So. The quarter.
So I'll sell mine for double when I'm done with mine. Like limited edition hat, second hat. What's up? What's up?
Yeah, by that point, you won't even want it anymore.
There'll be a new one. There'll be a black.
Yeah, I know, right? Be from the first movie, the one I watched.
Let's check in with the chat, see who's joining us tonight. We got 66. Oh, how about that? 66 to start the show. That is pretty crazy.
The time has come. Execute Order 66.
Did you stick your head out on the other side?
Execute Order 66. Hey, Brick and I saw that this weekend. A lot of fun.
It was great.
I enjoyed it.
Shared a pizza.
Yeah, it was kind of weird though because it got the Dream Loungers. Then they just kind of deliver your pizza and you're like, just kind of set it on your lap and that's that. Like,
yeah, and I'm trying not to like, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just
got to be very light with my hands when I take a piece of pizza since it's on your lap.
Coming up, reaching over to my crotch. Basically,
coming to get one here, buddy.
You usually skip that part.
All right. Let's see who we got. First and foremost, we have channel member Valkyrie Magnus. Good evening, Graham and friends. What's going on, my friend? Another channel member, Adam 12, just picked up the Hot Toys 89 Batmobile from Sideshow Seconds, and it arrived tonight. Too sweet to you. You've earned that, my friend. Congrats on that beautiful, beautiful vehicle. We got our friendly moderator in the house. They call me Queso Blanco. So hyped for, gosh, I probably should have figured out how to pronounce this amazing Star Wars figure. Anybody on the panel know how to pronounce this?
Nihilus.
I'm going to butcher this.
Nailed it.
Somebody help us out. Nihilus. Too sweet. I am not a real Star Wars fan, apparently. Apparently.
Busted.
We got Brad Cormack. Looking forward to... Okay, stop it, guys. Enough's enough. Let's stop saying his name. Let's treat it like Beetlejuice. You want to play that game, Graham? Legends? Yeah, I don't know. X-Man Supreme. What's up, everyone? Who else? Okay, it's getting out of hand now. This must be a good figure. We must be missing out, fellas. Field to Burn. Hello, gents. We got Fig Poser. What's up? Prequels all day. And I already know how old this guy is. I can tell. We got Curtis Booth, friend from up north. Hey, everyone. Hope everyone's having a great night. So hyped for this Palpatine. That one I can say. No problems there. Doc Bat. What is up, friends? We got Silly, Vanilli, Brandon Mosley. What's up, guys? What's going on, my friend? Universal Key, good evening to you. Good to see you each and every week. Collection Obsession has that Graham emoji. Hi, all. What's going on, dude? Striker. Hello there. Wolf had an unexpected lightsaber fight in the theater for Revenge of the Sith, but going to the fan event for Thunderbolts tomorrow, I think we are getting a teaser photo tonight from it. I do want to see Thunderbolts. I don't want to push my luck. I saw that movie Revenge of the Sith last weekend, so I don't know if seeing a movie 2 weekends in a row would make the wife happy, but I do want to see that movie. DLO, you have any plans to go see Thunderbolts? Or are you gonna wait? I know Brick's going.
I want to get the family to go. Honestly, like I'm trying to get my kid into like superhero movies. I don't know if that one's the one to do it though. Like I know I'll like it because the reviews sound like something right up my alley.
Maybe save it for Superman.
But it might be the one because it's so different and funny. He might like it.
Maybe, but they're also kind of dark. It's from what I've read, it's not like a traditional Marvel movie, and like not in a bad way. Just that it's like it's more character driven. It's a little darker.
Yeah. What kind of movies does he usually like? Your son?
Man, he's big on like Pixar kind of style, like CGI kind of animated movies. He's more into that though.
Okay.
But you know what? Like he surprised me the other day. There's a TV show on Netflix based off the video game Devil May Cry. You guys hear about that there?
Yes.
I put that on with him, and like this was like your dad taking you to a nudie bar for him. You know what I mean? Like the gore, the violence. There was a boob once, and this kid was like, I think he has more respect for me now. Anyway, I was like cringing because I was like, if your mom walks to the door at any point, that is my ass right there. I'm a dead man. But he liked that though. So I mean, I'm trying to get him to more mature kind of stuff, and I just feel like I don't know, maybe that one might bore him. I'd probably like it, but it might bore him.
Yeah.
So Superman it is.
Superman it is.
All right. Superman it is. We got Matt joining us. What's going on? He says, okay, so is it Darth Nihilus?
No, Nihilus. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, Google was wrong. I tried.
Google. You checked?
Nihilus. All right. We're going to have to get that down. We got Christian Crosshair Cooper. What's up, Wolfpack? Tighter FL, my OT brother, just got out of Revenge of the Sith. Can't wait to get the new helps in 2 years. That's unfortunate, isn't it? We like, Brick and I are watching the movie. I'm like, yeah, I shouldn't watch these movies because then, you're like, oh yeah, I'll just get the 2.0 Obi-Wan. I'll get the sculpted Anakin when it comes out. I'll get this Palps. Why not? But I'm gonna let it wear off a little bit, I think. We got Nick's Collectibles. What's up, Wolfpack? What's going on, Nick? Happy Wednesday. Jose Plus. What's up, Wolfpack? Too sweet. We got Chris Santos. What's up with you, my friend? Let's see here. We got Joe P. Another week with no due-back showing up. I am done pre-ordering anything. I like to think that way too, but sometimes I just want to make sure I secure it. Like, even though the wait might be long, like I've almost missed out on this due-back by not pre-ordering it. So it's gotten a little scary, but I know Delo's like, you'll find it one way or another. But that's true, but I also don't want to pay, well over retail. So hopefully that shows up for you soon. I'm waiting on mine as well. Hawkwar's Toys will come through in the end. We have Rondo 5. My mall is shipping soon. I'm wondering if I'll see tariffs, even though I've already paid it off already. Yeah.
Well, you will.
Let us know if anybody has anything paid off that they got the shipping notification and they got hit with tariffs. Let us know in the chat because this is all new to us. Yeah. What you did?
Miles. Yeah.
And he's paid off.
He was paid off.
Oh, there you go.
My shipping went from $38 or something to like $64.
What?
So, yeah.
Wait, shipping?
Shipping was $64?
Well, with tariffs added on.
Oh, okay.
So it was tariffs added on to it.
Okay.
Yep. It was all separate, but it like total what I still owed. Sorry.
Gotcha.
What I still
you
owed.
said tariff plus the shipping.
Yeah. My bad.
What the
So
hell?
what I owed like left over, you know how they have that whole thing where
Yeah.
It went up like 20-something bucks.
Okay.
Dude, it's gonna suck with all my $400, $500 artisans. I'm gonna.
You're gonna snap, crackle, pop.
Mm-hmm.
Snap, crackle.
In mall, I still have 2 payments left on mine before it's even gonna be shipping out. So, that was crazy how early that one came out. Crazy. If stuff is taking this long to get in our hands, it makes 0 sense to have any money tied up in a figure. That's true.
That's fair.
However, I'm not really good at saving money or putting money aside. So I still like to do some payment plans, and then other ones I will just pay up front for. But yeah, I get it. I totally get people not wanting their money tied up. Nothing wrong with that.
Mhm.
We got Jazzy. Hello there, cutie patooties. Oh, I'm flattered, and Brick is blushing. So thank you for that. DLO is also. We got the legend Ben Thomas show in the house. Go check him out if you haven't already. Always good to have him in here. And every once in a while, a guest on the show. We got Bolts. Don't pre-order anymore. Buying less to counter the potential price hike.
Mhm.
We talked about it kind of last week, kind of like paying, getting your voice heard by using your wallet or lack thereof. So
Yeah.
kind of all goes into that little category there as well.
Yeah, we had a hot topic about that when the Range Trooper 2.0 from Mando popped up at the last second of the shit. So yeah, voting with your wallet is going to be huge moving forward. So like, yeah, I'm all for this comment for sure.
We got the movie Canon. Hello, Gio. What's going on, my friend? Thank you for being here. Aaron Jones, always good to see this guy here too. 10 to 20 bucks on top of an extra 20 to 30 bucks for shipping. Adds up, man. Sucks. Yeah, I mean, sometimes I think us as collectors are a fickle bunch, and sometimes I think we should be, because it's a hobby and it's not cheap and we want to enjoy it. And every 20 bucks counts. It's only 20 bucks, but when you add that to every figure, and you've already been kind of hiking the price up for the last couple of years, it starts to really hurt. So
yeah,
we talked about being more selective as well, and some of you guys in the chat are even saying not going to pre-order anymore. Totally get it. We got Ryan joining us on this fine evening. Good news, guys. Sideshow sent me an email about Dewback arriving at their warehouse. Oh man, Hawk is going to be annoyed, but I'm going to have to ask him if he's heard any updates. But that's exciting, because I got a spot. If you guys see my last video, I got a spot picked out, and I just got figures sitting in there, which, guys, I don't like that. I want to have them posed and arranged. So I'm waiting for that Dewback. And D-Lo's getting one too, so it's really exciting. Yes, he is. Let's see here. Still waiting for Paul Atreides. So is this guy.
So am I.
And he will keep waiting. And he will take it like a big boy. Let's see. What is going on here with... Did you cut a hole in the bottom?
Talking about that.
Referring to your movie date with the pizza.
Oh God!
Some extra pepperoni.
If you know, you know.
Sausage. Oh man! Oh, that's funny.
So gross.
We got Cobra's collection. Greetings, my pizza sharing panel and masterful collectors. What's going on, Cobra? Hope you're doing well.
What's up, man?
Thank you for joining us. Yeah, Nihilus. Yeah, we're all struggling here. We're all struggling, but yeah, we're getting it. The figure, Alchemist, Alchemist, right?
Alchemist, yeah.
Alchemist,
Yeah, we got it. Hello.
You got it.
Welcome. We do suffer from a little dyslexia from time to time, so just forgive me for that. KG, what's going on, guys? Not gonna lie, rewatched Prey, and now I want the figure. Dude, I've been wanting to rewatch that, but I don't have Hulu, and they won't sell it to me digitally. Like, it's crazy. You can buy it at a Target or something on disc, but you cannot buy it digitally. Very odd.
Does the disc come with a digital code?
I don't think it does.
No, they don't do that
It's
anymore.
a Hulu original, and that's a streaming platform, so probably not.
Fair.
It's not like you can get like a Netflix movie.
You can search
somewhere.
for it on
Right.
iTunes. It'll pop up, but it doesn't give you the option to buy, just to watch it on Hulu. Very unfortunate.
Does it give you the option to buy on iTunes on your phone? Because sometimes that happens where you don't have the option on Apple, but I can get it on my phone.
Better not be wasting my time here.
I probably am.
It's gonna check.
It's happened to me. It's happened to me twice. I can't remember the movies, but it happened.
Why don't you just sub to Hulu for like a week for free or something like that with one of those promos?
Yeah, it literally just says get the Hulu app or open. It says open in Disney Plus, but then when you do that,
you need the Hulu subscription to do that.
Yeah, I don't like it that Disney Plus is doing that too, where now they're promoting Hulu stuff because they want you to also get that bundle. So it's like, leave me alone.
Aaron Jones got a great suggestion. VPN, baby. VPN that.
Yeah, that's true. I haven't done that in a long time. We got Derek. celebrating 12 months of channel membership. How about that? Thank you so much. Man, 1 year. That is crazy, my friend.
You're crazy. You're crazy, man. You're crazy. I like you. But you're crazy.
Dude, you are crazy. Crazy awesome. So thank you so much for the continued support. Appreciate that. Let's see here. Scroll. KG's got the flash coming from Sideshow. No tariffs so far. Interesting. We got Mike Literis, the man, the myth, the legend. What's going on, my friend? Too sweet to you. I hope you're doing well. It's good to see you. Let's see. Oh, Yelena on Sideshow just hit waitlist. So probably a good thing. So the next one can come out.
Plot twist. It'll be back tomorrow, right in time for the new movie drop.
Oh, remember when that always used to happen?
Fake blue screens and all that stuff like that.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh look,
Those
we
were
found
the
more
thing.
guys.
So many memories. So many memories from the olden days.
Good riddance.
We got Big Rib. What's up, fellas? What's going on, my friend? Thank you for joining us tonight. Oh, Tighter got his due back email as well.
See, that's big because I have a running theory that everybody on the East Coast is last and Tighter's in Florida. So we'll see.
Why would you buy it digitally? I don't have any electronics that play DVDs or Blu-ray or anything. We're fully digital here in the Jedi's house.
Problem, guys.
You got like a PS5 or something, bro? You got the digital one?
I got the digital.
Oh, man.
I don't go to GameStop to buy games.
This is why GameStop is going out of business. And
yep.
Shame.
Cheers.
That's what happened to Blockbuster.
What happens when Apple goes out of business? You don't have those movies anymore.
I don't have the movies anymore.
Great question. They'll never go out of business. They'll probably own a country by that point.
You never know. You never know.
We shall
We got
name it
Kirby
Silicon
Kai.
Valley.
Hello. What's going on? Oh, man. Joe says I moved away from payment plans. I use a high yield savings account, throw 40 to $50 at a time in it, but it does take discipline. Yeah, discipline is a great word.
Discipline is something I don't have.
Yeah. Never heard of her.
Ask my wife.
Thank you, Jazzy. Thank you. Digital is king. Yeah, and the discs these days are basically just serials, so you still need to download the game anyway. And
But,
Yeah, but at least I can take it to my friend's house.
But
and
what
play Madden.
happens? What happens if Spectrum goes down at that house, at the Graham
That's what
house?
pisses me off is when I download digitally and my internet goes
online.
No, you can't play the game.
Nope, can't watch a movie.
You cannot watch the movie or play the game when
play
your
all the
internet
games.
is down.
Yep.
It's because it needs proof that that's your username.
Look at this guy. We got Hammer of God joining us tonight. Good to see this dude in here. Hopefully we get a drop because we always need Hammer of God. I think last week. What did we have last week? What dropped?
Range Trooper.
Yeah, that was a good one.
Oh yeah.
Right.
Oh yeah.
And we were wondering about the price that we could have used Hammer of God then, but it's good to have him here tonight. So
$5 less.
we are all caught
And you
up.
get more.
76 in here. Hit that like button. It really does help the channel a lot. I know everybody says that, but it's true. It's true. So we got a lot to talk about tonight with figures, but I want to start with, because in a week, what is next Wednesday? It is the 7th. So it will be past May the 4th. And speaking of Star Wars, we have the OG fan when Star Wars was just Star Wars, channel member, friend of the channel. Too sweet. Thank you for being here, my friend. So I want to get your guys' serious predictions for May the 4th. What do you seriously think we're going to get? And then if you, at the end, if you want to throw in like a Hail Mary dream or whatever, then you could do that. But like, I don't want to say, we're going to get Slave Leia, we're going to get all this stuff. And when
We're going to get Slave Leia.
And we're not. So
Oh.
shoot me what you guys think we're going to get. Realistically, and how many figures? Because sometimes they've given us a couple, sometimes they haven't. I don't think. Has there been a year where they didn't do anything for May the 4th? I think so.
It's been a while since they haven't. In their defense, I think they really started hammering down the May the 4th stuff when they did the anniversary for Empire Strikes Back. They did Boba reissue and Darth Vader reissue with the fancy Kenner box covers and stuff. So ever since then, they haven't missed one.
I think this year is going to be a lot of Revenge of the Sith. I think because of the 20-year anniversary, I think we're going to be getting some more Revenge of the Sith stuff. However, I do see that Jar Jar coming, if not by May the 4th. I see it coming by sometime in May. Not coming, but announced, I should say. And a Hail Mary figure, for me, will always be young Anakin. And young Obi-Wan Padme. Or not Padme, Padawan. Padme.
I knew it. I knew what you're saying. Do either of you seriously think we get a sculpted Anakin for May the 4th? Think that would happen?
Not for May the 4th.
Like,
but it's
like
this year, yes.
Like Dark Side, Revenge of the Sith, sculpted Anakin for May the 4th.
I wouldn't be surprised, but I don't think it's going to happen.
I think it's going to happen.
Oh,
you think it's going to happen within the week?
Dude.
Brother.
All these people
within the week, though. Like, I think it's going to happen
why
this
not?
Anakin.
Why
I think it's going to happen this year, but I don't know if it would happen within the week. But yeah, I mean, like I said, I wouldn't be surprised.
You gotta understand though, like it's one thing, like a Palpatine is like an exception to this rule, because obviously we got 2 Palpatines within a few months period of them, and now we have one to talk about tonight. But anytime they position themselves to announce a new release of something we just got, typically it's right after the release is shipped, where like there's no going back. Like
fair, yeah.
Dark Side released, Good Hope Side, whatever you want to call it, the one before him released.
Hope Side.
Yeah,
Hope Side.
I like that. Coined it. It's mine. But yeah, so I mean, those are already in collectors' hands, whether you got one or not. It's out there. It's out there now, and for a ridiculous amount of money here. So I just feel like Hot Toys is not going to blow the opportunity to capitalize right away. Because in my humble opinion, I think Hot Toys is low-key kind of broke. I'm going to throw that theory out there. I just feel like we've been crowdfunding for the last better part of a year with limited releases and fast announcements and all that other good stuff. And I think we're not getting these things faster like we used to. Like all the artisans are still backed up right now. I mean, every artisan has been late for the most part over here. Some of them are really late because of tariff stuff now on top of that. So I just feel like we've been crowdsourcing. I think Hot Toys is just throwing stuff out the window, because before, I mean, you would get 25, 35 really damn good releases. When I say good releases, I mean, no one's complaining about QC issues. Nobody was complaining about the accuracy as much as they do today. Today, it seems like a commonplace where like every figure that comes in, someone's got something to say about them. And I think a lot of it is the fact that they're rushing a lot of this stuff out to make room for the other announcements they made. So I think this is a key opportunity for them from a business perspective to make a shit ton of money, because everybody's been talking about it for a better part of a week and a half. No one wants to pay $1,000. No one wants to pay $1,500 for a Dark Side. It's absurd money in a hobby where we're paying $300 plus. I don't want to pay triple that.
Yeah.
Hot Toys doesn't want you to pay triple that. They want you to give them your money, not give it to some guy on eBay, right, who's going to make a fortune off of that. So, yeah, I genuinely believe that Hot Toys is going to say, like, technically we're not the bad guy because those were limited to what they're supposed to be. But you bet your ass we're going to announce another one right now. Now, if it's artisan, that's a big FU. But if it's sculpted, I think that's a tremendous get for everybody else. Yeah. So, but I think I think it is going to happen. I almost
it honestly has to. You just can't have a character as prominent as Anakin just be too
rare
limited releases.
To that effect. Like, no way.
Yeah, no, I agree. It's 110% going to happen. And
it'd be funny. we'd get to see more people like DLO last week. We'd get to see a lot of that. So
That is not fair. I don't want that for anybody.
no, I don't either. But it
You
was
saw a
fun.
grown man crushed, and that lives
You
forever.
guys are talking about
now.
something else, and I'm like, it's dropped, and you're like, yeah, it did.
You know how many times I replayed that clip
swearing.
you tagged me in? I was just like, damn. That's what pain feels like right there, huh? Okay.
That was fun.
That was real pain.
But
Yeah,
it makes sense, because people are spending, upwards of $1,500 on those figures. So now, a week later, and people might be okay with it because they really want the rooted, and that's perfectly fine. But then, sculpted comes, and everybody's able to get that. So
Yeah. I mean,
We'll
when you
see.
spend the money on that head sculpt and the artist, and I mean, you're going to use it more often.
well,
You're
to
gonna use
be
it again.
fair, we've talked about this in the past too. When 2.0s were becoming more and more of a thing, like anytime you not only go backwards or just are going to spend up to buy a figure, I think you got to just ask yourself, am I okay if this thing somehow gets reissued 2.0 in the near future? And if the answer is yeah, I'm okay with that, then perfectly fine. But I would just say ask yourself that, because I think the only time I got burned was Nightmare Batman. I bought it at its peak price years ago, and then I think within 6 months they reissued the 2-pack, and it was all right. I mean, I got the new one, but still, I mean, it hurts. You lose $400 and whatnot. So
What's like Game of Thrones? Nobody's safe. Anything can be
That's right.
2.0.
It's true.
that's right.
It's true.
I think Valkyrie's heading out.
Good night,
Hey,
Valkyrie.
thank you for coming by, and hope you
Sleep
have a
well,
good
my
rest
friend.
of the week. Thank you for being here. Didn't you get burned on the T1000? I actually got the T1000 for a pretty good deal, and I made my money back on that one. So no, that one was fine. Yeah, no issues there. Gabriel says his Darth Maul from Sideshow should be shipping soon. Think might be affected by the tariffs, as they sent an email saying look out for the final total cost. Just my luck.
Now, is it the one with the bike, or is this just a standard one that's being released by Sideshow right now? I'm curious about that.
Okay.
The
DLO.
6-seater, I believe it's called. Yes.
What are your realistic predictions in your Hail Mary?
Well, I thought my Anakin was pretty realistic. I think.
Do you have any more?
Stand by that.
Do you think
No,
there's
of
going to be
course.
any more?
But wait, there's more. There's more, Graham.
Wait.
Okay. So I guess since I consider that one my shoe-in, like it's gonna happen. But throw one out there. I want to throw out something probably no one's talking about right now. But how about let's finally, since Andor is hot right now, I would like to see Amon Mothma.
Okay.
I want to see that. I think she's long overdue. I think she has a collective, solid Star Wars resume between movies, TV shows, animation, etc. That I
What has she all
think-
been in? Return of the Jedi, Rogue One,
Rogue
Andor,
One,
anything else? Rebels. Okay.
Mhm.
Oh.
So yeah,
Yeah.
I think she
Was
warrants
she
a
in,
figure at
was
this
she in
point.
Ahsoka at all or no?
Mm,
I can't remember.
I'm trying to think. Was she in that court scene with Hera when she was?
That's what I couldn't remember.
I think she was. If I remember correctly, I think she was. So
Ooh, Ben Thomas's Jabba the Hutt.
yeah,
Oh, that'd be cool.
that would be awesome. That would be awesome.
I don't know how I
Another
feel
one
about
I've been saying for quite a while now, for about a month. I think the AT-AT pilot's coming.
Be
I
cool.
really do. I really do.
We got to throw a trooper in here. I think I saw somebody say assault trooper or airborne trooper.
Squad.
Excuse me, airborne trooper. Yeah, that's definitely. I think it's about damn time if we get that one. That one's been teased for years now. But also, yeah, the Cody's. What is it? The 212, I think it's called. Or what?
Yeah.
I forget the names of these army units here, but that one will show up for sure.
Yeah, Curtis is with you. Would love Amon Mothma. And then X-Man would like a bunch of Ewoks. Honestly, that would be really cool too. Like a
I would
pack
actually
of
like
3,
Ewok. Hell yeah.
That'd be
something
cool.
like that. Different looks. I'd be all for that. That would be cool.
Ewoks are underrated.
And what was your Hail Mary?
Hail Mary. I would say, and I feel like I'm the only one that ever talks about this Vader, but I want this Vader so badly. I want the scene at the end when he's being put together. You know,
Yeah.
when I want the table, I want the metal endoskeleton legs being. I want that. I kind of want to build a Vader, I guess. So
That'd be really cool.
that's what
I
I've
would buy
always
that
wanted.
Vader.
I
I
want
would
that
buy
one. I think that's cool. I love it. It's so Frankenstein-esque. I was
Yeah.
like, that would be so cool in a diorama.
No.
Yeah. Yeah, you
I
have cups
felt
as
it.
well too. That would be great. That would be my dream Vader personally. But yeah, that's
That'd be
just
cool.
me.
I actually want one in the meditation chamber. I think that would be cool too.
Mm.
Where
Okay,
you just have them
Okay.
sitting and
Mhm.
you get the top and
that'd be sick.
helmet on, helmet off, whatever
Yeah,
you want to
that'd
do.
be sick. I think Jazik made that, didn't they? They made like a diorama just.
I
like
think
that.
they did, yeah.
They did years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be sick.
I think Jar Jar's gonna be here next week. I think he's gonna be here for May the 4th. I think Anakin is to a lesser degree coming, but I can see
Mhm.
that one as well. And then obviously they're not gonna just do one thing. I think we're due for maybe one more OT this year, and I don't know if it's a Hail Mary because they've teased it, but at the same time it's OT. So I'm gonna say Bespin Escape Leia. Maybe is kind of like the in between, I guess, for like my Hail Mary. Like they've only teased one photo of her, so she could never come at all. But that's gonna be my Hail Mary. But I'm sure, yeah, there's gonna be some troopers. There's gonna be some animated stuff coming as well. So, but I don't think there's gonna be more than like 4 or 5 total.
Yeah, yeah. I
Maybe
don't
more-
think
I
it's
don't-
going to be
maybe
massive.
not more than 4. Yeah, I think 4 at the most.
From now until the 4th.
Yeah, like I'd say in the next 2 weeks maybe, because do they typically kind of trickle after the 4th still too, or is it
A
just
little
by
bit,
the
yeah.
4th?
Yeah, a little
so
bit.
I mean,
I'd say the
not
next
every
2
year.
weeks. Yeah.
not every year is like that, but yeah.
So yeah, that's kind of what I think for the 4th. It'd be nice to get not only announcements, but for releases, I'd love to see like Hera
Mhm.
and Han.
Yeah, I could see.
Chewie's not in his
Hera,
window
Han.
yet, but I'd like to see Hera and Han.
Han's overdue.
Yeah, I hope they've kind of fixed that hair. I think the sculpt itself looks really good, but the hair piece was a little too puffy.
I like the hair. I don't know. I've always disagreed with you on that. I like it.
Yeah,
It was puffier. It was much puffier in Returns. You're misremembering.
He looks like the wedding singer's brother-in-law. You know who I'm talking about?
I know exactly what you're talking about. That's such a stretch, but whatever. That's such a stretch. I
Frick, you know who I'm talking about?
respectfully disagree with you on that one.
I
Doesn't he
can't think of it right
doesn't he
now,
talk
but I've
about his
seen the
nipples
movie.
at some point?
Let me look him up. It's been a minute.
He's got like
Wedding singer.
if you guys
I
know,
wanna
you know.
see- I want to see another battle droid as well too, like the correct color, like the more beige ones, the traditional ones.
Movie Cannon's got it here. He says last May the 4th they announced 2 figures.
Mm.
Oh, Universal Key, do not tease me. A Gamorrean guard is a stretch, but I think it would make a good figure. Dude, I've been so close to buying that Sideshow one, but I cannot fork over the money. So
Mm.
that's
That's
where I've
tough.
asked myself, can you do this and be okay if Hot Toys does it? And the answer is no. So I just haven't been able to do it.
It does look like the wedding singer's brother-in-law.
With the,
Yes,
it's just like a puff of hair going back.
a little bit.
Movie Canon says they did announce a few in mid to late April.
Mm.
Releases don't mean much anymore since it doesn't ship for another 8 months later. Yeah, I mean, honestly, that's 100% accurate, Mike. It's really frustrating because with Sideshow especially, it's been hit or miss. Like some months it's been really spot on, and then others it was like 3 months. If you waited 4 months, it was like a long time. And now, like due back was January, so we're getting to the 4 month mark there. Is there anything? I mean, yeah, you don't have Jack. That was 1/1/2025.
This feels very COVID like when we were like stuck
Yeah, a
with
little bit.
figures where we just like they've been announced, they've been ready to go, and we still don't have them. So yeah, I can understand everybody's frustration. It's getting to me too. I mean, it's getting to the point of ridiculousnh where now I got to pay extra to get the figure I already paid for, like we talked about earlier. So
And now it's almost
I feel
worth
you.
it because you're like, yeah, I can get this 6 months prior to when I would get it. So now it's like, man, this is starting to make a little bit more sense. But
Mhm.
money's money as well.
What do you think is going to happen with this? I mean, honestly, like we talked about like the tariffs and all that stuff. We talked about waiting here. Is anybody gonna? What's everybody doing? Is everybody gonna hold steady and just kind of stay the course until your figure comes in, or are any of you guys actually thinking about canceling some of these figures and moving on to something else? I bet there's been so many pre-orders that people are interested in since they've pre-ordered whatever figure that's stuck wherever it is now. Are people holding on, or are people canceling? I'd like to know that.
Yeah, there's been a few that I've considered canceling.
I have too. I'll be honest with you.
Yeah, there are certain ones though that I'm like, there's no way I can cancel that, like Batman Returns and stuff.
Yeah,
but
pretty much only pre-order the ones like I really want. So like I've thought about too, but I'm like Terminator, Battle Damage, like I just can't. I need it. So
yeah,
maybe not right away, but I need it. So I just don't want to miss out and then lose the NRD as well.
I've been thinking about. I'll be honest. I've been thinking about lately. I've been thinking about Artisan Loki, and not doing the villainy line from Sideshow. I was thinking about doing that for
so that makes sense, at least to me. Like that stuff kind of makes sense because it's more of like a secondary thing. Like it's not like a necessity that you have to do.
But there are figures that and I've said it before. There are figures that you could cancel that are delayed. You get your NRD back. They're not going to come from Sideshow for another 3 to 4 months, anyways. By the time they do release, you can get them for cheaper somewhere else.
It's possible.
It's a big possibility. I mean, it's not a guarantee, but there are certain figures out there that I'm willing to take the risk. Like, hey, you know what? I'm not going to get this figure anyways. I can get all my money back and then put all that money towards something else that is literally releasing and being delivered to me right now or whatever, or I could buy on wherever.
And typically if it's Marvel, as long as it's not like Spider-Verse or an artisan figure, typically that you'd kind of be able to find, for a while. But I
mean, Star Wars included too. Like
Star Wars the Ahsoka line.
There's no powerhouse in Star Wars either. It used to be
the range trooper.
Yeah, right. Thank you. By the way, in case anybody wants to update on me, I sold it right after the show. F you, Sideshow. I sold it the very next.
Mother of God.
Yep. Yep. You took away my joy, and I will not. I will not be buying the Andor one.
He will
I bought it because it was cool and it was Solo, and I like Solo. But
he's a man of his word.
For me.
Curtis says, I only have 3 current pre-orders. I want 3 more, but I'm seeing how tariffs play out and see if Sideshow shipping times get better. Otherwise, I'm going to Hong Kong or Marketplace. Yeah, I mean, like Brick said, if I was going to cancel something, I don't think I would until, like, you want to hold on as long as possible, unless you for sure just don't want it. Because, you want to get that NRD back if possible. So, you never know if tariffs are going to just be over tomorrow. And, that's that. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. Well, anything else before we actually dive into some figures here?
Let's talk about some figures. Let's turn this conversation. Let's get positive.
Hey,
about the good stuff.
I'm there. Let's go.
You got to do the.
Yeah, right.
All right.
You got to put them together when you do it too. Like, don't cross
stream.
What
the hell is this shit?
We said positive.
All right. This was 19 hours ago. An elite member of the Delta Squad is on the way. Stay tuned for our upcoming 1/6 collectible figure. See, I thought this might be the Wilson Trooper.
Oh my gosh.
So here we have it. This is from what video game is this from? Do you guys remember that?
Republic Commando.
Republic Commando. All right. I'm going to turn it over to you guys. And what figure do you think is coming? And do you care?
for me, go ahead, DLO.
No, you go ahead, Rick.
But for me, like, look, some troopers are really badass, and I totally get people that, want to army build and that are truly, truly like in deep with Star Wars, right? Like, I love Star Wars, but I'm not like crazy about troopers, okay? For me, they're all just kind of starting to look the same. Like yes, they got a couple different lines, and honestly, all 4 here almost look the same, except one's got a jetpack and the other one's got a cooler on his back. I don't know, but like
he's got a Yeti.
he's got a Yeti. And
Oh,
I get
man.
it. Like people,
Everybody's
Spider-Man, but at least my Spider-Man look different. Like they're different enough for me.
To you,
One
maybe
can
to other
be-
people, they look the same.
One can be a symbiote suit. One is Spider-Punk. One is 2099. Like those
This
are
has
totally
the Wilson
different.
helmet. This has green, and this one has burgundy.
Oh,
No, that's Scorch. He has gray and yellow, bro.
See, and how many Scorches?
This is
do we have?
green,
That's gray.
gray.
That's
Oh, it looks
gray.
burgundy for
and
me.
See, it looks green, doesn't it? It looks
on
the
the
same.
lighting there, but it's not.
Wait, oh, this
It
one
already came
What are you
out.
talking about?
Scorch already came out. The one in the far end here on the right on the rocks.
Yeah, I can't keep track anymore. I know we saw this one from the. Was this at Star Wars?
That was Celebration. That was in the
Celebration.
video. Yep.
I would assume this guy's coming, right?
Probably.
Yeah.
That's
Well, I
the
mean,
one.
like if you look closely, they're pretty much based off of what's his name here, Hunter from the Bad Batch. They all have the same armor, so they're pretty much just repaints with some modifications
same
from
gun.
him there. But man, like if you guys,
Thanos
I take it none of you guys never played the game, right? You
No,
guys never
unfortunately
played-
not. So I feel like this is just not my area to even really talk about, but I know people want to hear about it. So,
So
I'm
it's a
not doing
great game.
job.
It's like one of those it's like one of the rare good Star Wars games, like one of the rare ones, because Star Wars games in general tend to be crap.
I need
this was
Queso
one of the-
Blanco here.
This one's very beloved over here. But the thing that sucks about this here, I'm no trooper guy, but I know a little bit about a little bit, and I know for a fact that this is not the correct armor for the commandos. Like this is based off of Hunter, right? But their armor is a lot bulkier. Think more like Spartan from Halo compared to how it looks here.
Exactly what I'm thinking. Yeah.
Yeah, think more along those lines, and just like
ODST, baby.
they're all wrong. They're all wrong. I mean,
Are you blind?
I'm not interested in collecting this line, but if I was a trooper guy, like I'd be peeved off that Hot Toys is just making repaints of Hunter and trying to pass him off as Delta Squad. Because I know there's some people who are super passionate about those particular troopers there. So, I mean, it's cool that they're teasing them, but I hope Hot Toys does the right thing and makes them correct, because they're basing it off a Bad Batch, and I think that's a bad call, because I think a lot of folks would be upset if they buy these and then one day, and again, you hear the way we talk about every figure, like even though these haven't officially been announced, I'm already talking about the 2.0 of this figure. That's how bad it gets at this point.
Right.
But eventually, what I was going to go with is I would feel bad if people buy this here as it is, and then Hot Toys decides to do like a proper Delta Squad with the right kind of armor. So it's weird. I like them. I think they're cool. The game was fun back in the day. I haven't played it in years, but I mean, yeah, Hot Toys, if you're going to make this, can you please just do it the right way and not just slap a new coat on it and just try to milk some more money off these clone guys? But yeah, interesting.
Business they're in.
Yep. Unfortunate there. But yeah, this is a cool get though. I mean, if you're a clone guy, specifically of these type of characters, this is a badass group here to have, because they're all unique. They all look the same armor wise, like I was just saying a second ago, but they're different personalities. They do different things in the game. You know, you got your sniper, you got your team leader, you got all that good stuff there. But yeah, I mean, if they're gonna do this, please do it accurate. I've seen some kits done for Scorch when he came out, and then the one Imperial Commando that came out before, they had the proper armor on it, and these figures look so much better with the proper honor. So yeah, man, let's hope Sideshow, let's hope Hot Toys does the right thing and does it right. But as it stands now, it's cool that they're doing it, but if they're going to do it this way, I mean, I'm not going to be interested. I have enough Hunters in my collection. So,
You know, and I've never been the biggest trooper collector either, but the one thing with excuse me, the one thing with the Bad Batch that was so cool is they're all so unique in their own right. Like, yeah, they all have like grayish red and stuff going on, but like they're all different helmets, different armor, different body sizes, different weapons. So that's kind of what obviously the show, but then that's kind of what drew me into the figures too, is they all kind of have their own personality. These have that for sure, but for me personally, it's just A, I've never played the game, but then B, to a certain extent, I agree with Brick where they're kind of very similar, but at the same time, we can obviously see the differences. So, that was kind of the draw for the Bad Batch. But we got a $5 super chat from X-Man Supreme. Thank you so much. Appreciate that. He says, the question is, which is stronger, the Hot Toys urge to not complete a team or the urge to make yet another trooper?
It's a great question.
That is a great question, worthy of a great answer. What do you guys think?
Well, I'll tell you right after a word from our sponsors. No, I'm just kidding. I would say
you suffer from swamp ass.
We are getting some weird sponsors these days. I say another trooper.
I agree.
I think it's got to be trooper.
I agree. They love troopers. It's easy, you know.
Yeah.
It's easier to. It's almost easy. Yeah, it's almost easier to do a trooper than it is to not complete a team. But
yeah, for sure.
Well, now you can. Thank you so much for the super chat, X-Man. I appreciate you, my friend. Queso says these were the Bad Batch before the Bad Batch. Yeah,
That's
these
fair.
are the OG Elite clones, says Matt. It sucks because I used to play video games more, and I just don't have any time now. And now, if I do have time, I don't want to get into something that's really going to take time or
time consuming. Yeah.
Submerge me into it. Like, yeah, I just want to maybe play for half hour and be done. So it kind of stinks because, yeah, I kind of feel like I miss out on some of this stuff that I am not as up to date with as some of these other guys. And I don't know, kind of feels like a disadvantage a little bit, but
yeah,
that is what it is.
Also, if I can make one point here, I do remember seeing Delta Squad in Clone Wars, and they had the proper armor on. Just saying, just to kind of hammer that point across here, fix that shit.
All right, well, let's move along, unless you guys got anything else, because this is just a tease, and we actually have some other stuff. Mike, let's go to something else that I have no idea what I'm talking about. Gosh, when I saw this, I'm like, man, this looks like something straight from like a horror movie, you know, like Grudge or some shit like that, or I'm trying to think of the other one, but I can't remember. But this is from Star Wars Legends, and this is Darth Nihilus. Anybody interested in this? Anybody familiar with the character?
Me, I guess I am.
All right, lead us into it.
I mean, there's tons of canon behind this guy,
See,
but I know that from
this is what I'm talking about. So Matt says, "Do you even Star Wars, Jetty G?" You can be the biggest fan of the OG, where it all started, the greatest content from Star Wars, and yet still not be considered a fan because if you're not taking all of it in. And I think he's joking, so this isn't anything serious. But it's just, it feels like that sometimes, where if you don't consume all of it, you're not a true fan or something like that. So like, people can love the prequels, people can love the OG, people can love the video games, people can love the animated stuff. But it sucks because if you don't watch, play, consume all of it, you're missing out on some sort of Star Wars canon, which kind of stinks.
Can you be the biggest fan of the prequels, but not like the OT, and still be a Star Wars fan?
That I don't know. Probably, I would assume.
Yeah, I was in my head saying, yeah.
Here's a question.
And I'm not trying to start anything. That was like a serious question.
No. Here's a question, though.
Yeah.
If you're introducing Star Wars to your child, a friend, parents, anybody that hasn't seen it, do you go in do you go in chronological order, or do you start with the original stuff and then just backtrack?
It's a very good question. So I just did this with
actually.
I did this with my wife last year, and I started with Phantom Menace. So
get it right out the way.
I did that way. Yeah, get it right.
Get it right out the way.
No, I started
from here, honey. I promise.
Yeah, right. And that's the thing too. Like, you know, a lot of people like the OT more, and I for me it was one. You start from the beginning of the story, and you're trying to get my wife into something, right? It's not like she's not like the biggest nerd, you know, like I am and whatnot. I'm trying to get her into it. So let's have some fun. Let's throw on, you know, a story
Role
about
playing.
Sure. And then, you know, make it fun, a little bit of action, some better, you know, not better CGI. Just have some fun with it. And then kind of for her, it would just be confusing to go there and then go back and then go ahead to the sequels. But yeah, I would start from the beginning chronologically.
I think we low key just solved the mystery we didn't always ask him, but now we know how Brick Jr. came about again. He said, like,
get your lightsaber out, honey.
It was actually during
we're role playing tonight.
It was actually right when he said, Luke, I'm your father. Bam.
So here's the question.
Oh
Here's the question.
Maybe number 3.
I'm gonna shoot some metachlorians in you.
Yo, Grant, holy hell, bro.
All right. Here's why. The reason why I think you should start with the original trilogy. If they don't know the plot twist with Leia and Luke being siblings, and if they don't know Vader is somehow, you know, Luke's father. If they don't know that stuff, if they, you know, for some reason don't know that, I think you got to start with the OT, because those are some of the best plot twists that we've ever had. If they already know that, I for sure think, yeah, just chronological order.
I don't think there's a clear answer anymore, man, because I just think, like,
no, there isn't.
The OT is so old that it feels like it's just one of those things where, like, there's such a disconnect between generation. You know, I mean, if you look at it like right now, I mean, shoot, when Force Awakens comes out, and I dare I say that name out loud, but like, if there's people who were like 5 years old when the Force Awakens came out, and Force Awakens I think is about to be 10 years old, if I'm not mistaken. Like they'd be 15 right now. Like, I wonder how they look at the prequels and they look at the OT and stuff like that. You know what I mean? Like,
let's ask Casablanco.
You know, I will say though, going chronological order, watching when Vader dies, spoiler alert, like that's more emotional because you see where he came from.
It's true.
And you see everything that he fought through and then got to that point to where at the end of the day he was a good guy, you know, and yeah, I mean there's different ways to kind of look at it, but yeah, best plot twist ever, Graham, you're right. Like, if you don't know that, then yeah, OT.
Yeah, I just remember, like, for people when they first saw Empire Strikes Back and that was the plot twist, like, yeah, everybody was just taken aback by that. So, and
that's another thing too. My wife knew, like, Luke, I am your, or whatever he actually says, right?
Who
like,
doesn't? You know, because that's like one of the the famous lines anybody's ever heard. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah, but to get on track with Nihilus over here.
Well, hold on.
Okay, I feel sorry, guys. They got some more to say, please.
We got my father Django in the house, channel member. Hi, guys. Too sweet. Also, Queso says if you ask me, you got to start with the OT. Age doesn't matter because the film still holds up. I agree. I still think you should start with the OT, but again, I don't think you can go wrong either way. Watch Star Wars by release. That is the only way. And then Kirby says, is it bad that I started my son with a young Jedi? Maybe they'll make a Hot Toy Kai and Nubs. I actually started my girls with that too, because that's the only Star Wars content they'll really watch and consume. So hey, anything we got to do to kind of get that ball rolling, I think it's all fair game. Yep. And DLO, we have another super chat, $5 from X-Man Supreme. I want Nihilus, but his face is wrong. Should be almost no facial features behind the mask. Too much detail, and his hood should be more flat up top. I did hear about the hood. I saw somebody on Facebook kind of comparing what, like a photo edit, and then what the Hot Toys did. So that's interesting. Very interesting. Thank you for the super chat again, my friend.
Kind of looks like Ghostface.
Yes! That's awesome!
face.
Yeah. Okay. Go ahead, DLO. I'm gonna start a poll. You go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, this is really for you guys. I'm sure the chat already knows already here, but yeah, this guy originally comes from Knights of the Old Republic, the second one. So he had a role in that movie. So I mean, he's another video game character. Now they expanded him in the lore as well too. I didn't keep up with it there. Honestly, it's been years since I played Knights of the Old Republic there, but yeah, this falls right in line with what they've been doing lately between Starkiller, Revan, Malice, Darth. What was it? Malice? What was the last guy, the bald guy? You remember Brick? His name Darth something. Darth, because he's from Old Republic, the other game there. But I never played that one there. Yeah. It's Knights of the Old Republic are some of the best games they ever made for Star Wars.
It wasn't Revan, was it?
Remaster it. No, Revan was from
Malgus.
Yeah, Malgus. That's it. It was Malgus.
Okay.
Yeah, Malgus from Old Republic
already.
there. So they're going deep into the video game lines, man. And I mean, a lot of them, more specifically, the ones that have canon in some of the books as well too. So it's interesting. He's always looked very cool. He was kind of underwhelming in the game from what I can remember. But all the same, I mean, if you grew up with Knights of the Old Republic, this is kind of exciting to have as well too. Another Sith wielder over here. So I would say what I would echo too is the hood does bother me a lot. They really do
looks
need to
a
fix
little
that.
bit more.
I don't know, but I'm hesitant because I don't think Hot Toys makes really good hoods when it comes to their
Hood's making me want to go back to Little Nicky, guys.
What?
It's making me want to go back to Little Nicky. He's got the breast on the top of his head, you know?
Oh my
ahead.
gosh,
Go,
dude.
I was like, what is he talking about?
Yeah, I was like, where are you going with this, Brick?
Uh,
But yeah, I mean, I see what like
good old Ted.
X-Men saying as well too, as far as the facial. But like, how do you make a figure without putting some detail to it there? Like, it's an interpretation. I don't think it's ripped right out of the novels and stuff like that. You got to put some facial expression into it there. But I mean, I'm happy with everything else. I just think the cloak needs some tweaking over there. But Jesus,
Ben gets it.
I think it's pretty cool though. I think it's pretty cool. I think if this was announced by itself, not having Revan, not having some of the other characters, I think it'd be like okay of a figure there. But now that there's like more already out and more to come, I think if you're going down that line, you should pick this one up as well too. Like because they're gonna they already teased also a light side Darth Revan as well too. I'm sure one of the photos teases as well too. So that's bound to happen as well. So this is becoming a nice little line over here. So
as a figure, it looks really cool, like creepy as fuck.
Oh my gosh, it looks so great. I mean, the presence
Like
on this bad boy. I mean, he was cool
Look at the
to
tattering,
begin with.
even.
He was really
Yeah,
cool looking in the game originally there, but you know they never really fleshed him out in the game. They just gave him more back end story like after the game. But like, yeah, I mean, not to spoil the game for anybody there, but like he was a bit underwhelming in the game. But I heard over the years they've definitely fleshed out his story more. But yeah, presence wise, I mean, just picturing somebody with Revan already, Malgus on the way. You've got obviously Starkiller, who's optional, but I think you should pick him up at that point. I mean, you would have a very sick Sith display with all these guys here. I mean, if you're deep into it like that, where you don't care specifically about one specific trilogy to the other, and you just collect full on just Star Wars everything, this is a badass piece for sure.
Well, and I mean, I kind of feel a little jealous of everybody because the figure does look so damn good, but I have just no connection to it, so it doesn't really mean anything to me. But man, if I did, I'm sure this would be something that I would for sure want to pick up, and you know, having a Sith line would be really cool. But it's got to be something that I have that connection with. So, as cool as Malgus looks, like, and I know a little bit of the backstory there, but not enough to build that almost like relationship with the character to really pick him up, especially because, you know, all three of us do collect outside of Star Wars too. So there's just so much to get that sometimes things just got to hit the chopping block. But did anybody read if this is still pleather or is this that like nylon type material? Did anybody read that up? Anybody know in the chat or on the panel? I'm wondering, like, when are they going to officially start going to this? Because what have they done so far? Just the battle damage Vader and then the Luke, the artisan Luke. So I'm wondering when that will be like a
constant thing.
Let's see here. I'm looking it up on Sideshow now.
Especially for being on the cover of the game case. X-Man wants these features to be gone. These facial features.
Doesn't even say, dude. Doesn't say if it's pleather or nylon at all. This says black colored undersuit.
Huh.
Cool lightning effect. It looks like, unless this is photoshopped, it looks like it kind of goes from purple into like red. I don't think I've seen that before. Maybe I have.
Yeah, it looks really cool. I just have no connection. I'm with you, Graham. No connection. Is that Assassin's Creed right there?
Yeah. That's Ezio Auditore.
Ezio. That would be a cool figure. I'd go for that.
That would be an awesome figure. Give him a
Maybe
light.
And I can still hear. I
Oh,
can
yeah.
still hear it when he jumps off the chapel.
Was
into the
that
hay
not
bale.
was that not the coolest thing back in the day?
I
Oh,
wish
yeah.
they would remaster the first game.
Yeah.
Up to
First game,
today's-
no.
Yes, up to
The
today's
second
today's
game,
standard.
The first and the second one.
No,
are my
the first
favorites.
game
Second
has a
one's
lot of potential if they update the controls and add some things in. But man, I mean,
Dude,
Ezio's the
that
goat.
fighting
Second
style
game
was
too.
great too.
I got the remaster on the PS5 for. What was that? Was Ezio's collection, right?
Yeah. Yeah, he's the only one that had a trilogy, so that makes sense.
That's right. Cool games back in the day. Now
Yeah,
that's a game I played. Ha!
Nihilus is cool. Shout out to everybody who's gonna get that one. I'm honestly I'm not interested. Just it's been so long since I played the game. So yeah. Out of those figures, the only one I'd be interested in is Revan. So this would be a pass for me.
See, I think the only one I'd be interested in is Malgus, but still not coming home.
Yeah. But still cool. But I mean, just as far as in the pecking order of things that I want
Right.
Star Wars wise, he doesn't get close to the list that I've already compiled and can't afford already as it is. So
I agree. Here's everything that he comes with. Not a ton.
What if it goes
265 though.
265? Yeah,
Not bad.
I was gonna say.
Yeah, not a bad
265.
price,
Mhm.
but kind of bare bones.
Yeah, no face sculpt to really worry about licensing for, so this is an easy make for them.
Mhm.
Matt's got a fever for more Legends figures.
See, this is perfect for a guy like Matt. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like, it's a dope line. If I was into them, collecting all of them, yeah, this is sick. This is another great one to add to the collection.
No, it looks good. Like, it's freaky as shit too. Like, it looks awesome. I just, like I said, I got no connection. It's very unfortunate. But something I do have a connection with is this guy.
Oh man.
Now this gets me a little bit more titillated, a little bit more excited. But at the same time gets me a little bit more, I want to say agitated, but maybe I'm feeding off of DLO a little bit from last week where
Whatever do you mean?
Hot Toys keeps doing this, maybe not to themselves, but to us. Like, you have a figure that's not even out yet. Darth Sidious from Revenge of the Sith. Yes, I understand it's a different robe, different facial features, or different facial expression, I should say. But you don't even wait until the figure is released and you already announce this guy, which looks awesome. And I'm happy. I'm happy I didn't pre-order the other one because I'm going to get this one.
Right.
So, I mean, that's good in my case, but if you didn't and you want to cancel, you're going to lose that NRD, or, you risk that kind of stuff too. So I've kind of done some digging a little bit. I've talked to the boys about this, and it's almost like Hot Toys is cannibalizing their value of their own figures. And I get it. These aren't stocks. We don't collect to make money, but you, as collectors in this hobby, you at least want what you're spending a lot of money on to retain some value, right?
Well, and hell, they're cannibalizing themselves.
Right. But from what I've heard is Sideshow and the resellers are the ones that get hurt the most. I've talked to a reseller that has 12 of these coming in because that was the hotness and that was what everybody wanted, and now he's worried because now everybody's going to want this one. So, like, and then worried that stuff's going to sit and not sell. So like Sideshow gets the same thing. They have an allotment that they've already bought, so Hot Toys is already done with it because they're already committed paid them. Yeah, and committed. So like it doesn't matter to Hot Toys. They'll keep doing this. And we talked about Mando, we talked about the DX-19, we talked about the Range Trooper last week. And it is what it is. They're in their market to make money, but at the same time, when does it affect the collector? But when does it also just affect the value overall of all these figures? Like all of a sudden, like we used to have just one Emperor for the longest time, going for upwards of $600, $700, and now it's almost like you have so many variants that they're all going to start to eat at each other's value. And maybe not, but that's kind of just what my thoughts are right off the top, is like, why does Hot Toys keep doing this to us, to Sideshow, where they don't even let a figure like release before they announce another one? Jump in, boys.
Rick, I got a lot to say, so you go first.
Yeah, I mean, I feed off of that, Graham, by just like, yeah, they're cannibalizing themselves too. They're hurting themselves. They're constantly coming out with the same character, same figure, hurting their, because people aren't going to want these figures. They're going to be worried about a new one coming out and whatnot. So, but yeah, I mean, what you're saying though, I just don't think they care.
Right.
Because they made their money. They're making more figures. I don't know if like the license that they have show like there's something written down like you need an X amount of figures. Here you go to be able to keep the license. And then they were like, okay, well, let's just do a couple of Palpatines. Fuck it. And let's do 10 troopers this year, and let's do, because they're easy. And if we have to meet that quota, I don't know what it is, but it does seem like they just don't really care, and it does seem that it really does hurt the retailers a lot, especially the smaller retailers. Not, Sideshow, every now and then Sideshow I'm sure can handle it, but when it keeps happening, they can't handle it either. It's hurting them as well. But these smaller companies, I mean, like you said, 12, like that's a lot of money
for a reseller. That's a lot.
If 8 of them get canceled, or you know what I mean,
bag,
then
right?
you're holding them for forever, and then you're lucky if you get your money back. So yeah, I don't know.
It's just I just don't understand why. I'm perfectly fine with this. It's a different look, but why don't you wait for the figure to be out for 4 or 5 months at least?
Yeah,
and let people. But then maybe people will be more pissed off. I don't know, because then they'd be like, well, I bought the figure and now I like this one better. Like, I guess put yourself in the shoes of a collector.
Or why don't you announce them both around the same time? Like closer, like, hey, we have 2 Palpatines coming out. Yeah. You can choose the blue one or the red one, but at least retailers will know how many, like, okay, more people like this one than over this one, right? It's not like 4 months go by and you're like, oh shit, I've already ordered all these.
Yeah. What's the lesser evil for you guys? Is it they do this before that figure releases and maybe you pre-order it and you just cancel the pre-order? Or are you more upset if you bought the figure, it's home for 3 months, and then they announce this? What are you more upset with at that point?
I think as a buyer, it's the one where it's at home already.
Yeah.
And then you're like, oh shit. But for the retailers, it's the opposite.
People were upset about Mando. That one still sticks with me.
Yeah.
Yeah, people bring it up this day. I know I bring it up. DX-19 rings a bell. Armory.
Yeah.
I mean, right after that. I mean, the list goes on. Ironically enough, people have a short-term memory, but CW Palpatine was announced, and then shortly after, a couple months or a year, I forget how long it was, then the Sidious that we were just talking about, that somebody has 12 of, I think you said it was Hawk or somebody like that, but that happened to that one. So they basically did it to Sidious, the same character, twice in a row.
True. That's true.
So it's kind of nutty when you think about like how many times they've done this with the same character. But I mean, that kind of leads to like my point that I made before. I don't have any information on it. It just is solely just a gut feeling on it here. But I genuinely feel like Hot Toys is broke. That's the only logical explanation I have here for that, because it's like, yes, they already got paid. Sideshow and everybody else they sell to, they got their pre-orders in, and that's how Hot Toys gets paid. So for them, it doesn't make a difference. They got their money. So it's up to the distributors over to sell the products and order more from them, right? So it feels very greedy, not only on what they're doing to collectors, but what they're also doing to their partners as well too. So that's what's got me kind of interested in, like, are we really just funding everything? Is this all crowdsourced funding right now to push these announcements out? Because, outside of, I think last year they did a good job with releasing most of what they planned on releasing back in 2024, with a few exceptions, right? But also, a lot of people, I think, had the most complaints I've ever seen from figures from Hot Toys in 1 year. Again, what I was talking about before, like it felt like when they had less figures, around 35 to 40, they all came out great, with the exception of 1 or 2 per year. Now it feels like every other release, there's a QC issue. There's a downgrade in the head sculpt from proto to final. So, I mean, there's miscellaneous things you can pick to for a bunch of releases here. But I feel like now Hot Toys is just looking to see where their next dollars are. They're almost like, living paycheck to paycheck. It feels like. It feels desperate. It generally feels desperate. And going back to open up still a fresh wound in my heart, the Range Trooper. I mean, I spent all week stressing about this. Just how upset I was, because I'm thinking to myself, okay, Hot Toys knows what's happening with Andor. It's about 4 months before the shows, and they probably have a good, more or less idea what's going to be in the show, what they could potentially make from the show, etc. So why go back to Solo, a film that did not do well, a film that most Star Wars fans kind of pass over, right? And the figures themselves, they didn't do great the first time around. So why announce a figure for that? Well, there's only one reason for that here. And I think, honestly, what Hot Toys is trying to do now is trying to generate FOMO. They're using FOMO against us in the newest way they possibly can do it there. Solo, not everybody's favorite movie. I personally love that movie. I always wanted this trooper. So for them, it would make perfect sense. Like we could sit there and we can produce Andor only, right? And just throw out as many as we want, right? I don't think, honestly, without the Solo figure being released limited and sold out, that the Andor one would do as well. I think you kind of have to build some sense of urgency to get that, because again, at the end of the day, it's just another trooper for a lot of collectors, right? And some collectors don't even care about Solo, let alone troopers from Solo. So you sell 1,500, market Solo. Okay, it sells out. Great. It always sells out when it's limited. No problem. Everybody buys it because it's limited, right? But then you come back 3 months later, and now you got the Andor one. Now hold on. The first batch is going to have the coveted boots that come with the Solo one that were not an Andor. Now, why would they do that? Because Hot Toys is smart enough to know that if you buy the Andor one and there's another variant out there that is deemed superior than the other, why would I buy this one? I would rather chase the one that's limited that has like stuff that I want in it, as opposed to getting this substitute trooper. Think of the Grail of Grails for a long time. Rogue One, Shore Trooper, Captain. That was a grail for years and years and years. Then they cannibalized it and they created 2 more Shore Troopers.
2 more.
And those things have sat. I think they're still on the Sideshow today. I haven't checked in a while. But
yeah, you can. I mean,
you can still get
them. Mine without the box.
Mm-hmm.
They had all the accessories under $100.
Mm-hmm.
That's
now, but lesson learned now. Now they have data on like, okay, we can't just create something and just expect it to sell like it used to. In fact, we can't even generate a grail and then expect if we do a variant that it's going to sell as well as the one that everybody wants. So what are they doing? They include all the stuff that came with the limited one, and they made it cheaper. So they're not the bad guys for doing this. No, they're the heroes for doing this. But deep down inside, you know very well, Hot Toys didn't need to release both, but they did strategically to generate FOMO, because I bet you there was a bunch of people say like, oh, it's cool, but it's not for me. But then at the time, everybody's showing their pictures, how much they love their range trooper. Oh man, I feel like I really missed out on that there. Oh, I'm watching Andor. Oh, he appeared. Oh, just my luck. It's a sign. I should have got this figure the first time. Boom, you bought it.
See, I think they're just greedy. I think they just want to make more and more money. I think
that's
they're
the
doing
point.
Okay.
This figure, in my opinion, the range trooper would not sell if there wasn't any kind of FOMO created behind the limited one that came before it.
No, we're suckling at the teat, and like you said, missed out on the shore trooper. Okay, here you go. Because guess what? That other one's already been out for a while. People have been selling it. We want to just take a chunk of that money back to us, and they've done that. So I think they're doing the same thing.
I think they're going to do the same with
army building and all kinds of stuff like that. So
that's why Anakin's coming. You know,
right? Not only Anakin, but I could still see a sculpted Black Widow coming. I can, you know what I mean? Like, it's not just going to be Artisan Anakin. We're going to be seeing this all throughout Marvel, DC, if DC ever has any. Like, it's going to be, it's always going to happen because, like you said, Graham, they just want that money.
And for the fact that most of the Artisan figures do have a sculpted version, you know, why wouldn't they? Maybe not right away, but over time, you know, give the sculpted version too. So having said all that, though, this figure looks fucking awesome.
Great up figure.
And I want it.
So good.
And I just want to quickly go back though to this poll. We only had 22 votes. Come on, people. 78 in here. We only got 22 votes. Got another poll. I want to know if you guys prefer this Sidious or the other one. But the other one that we ran, 81% said they would start with the OT first. 18% said prequels. So there you go on that one. Let me just check in here with the chat. So Movie Can had an interesting comment. Clone Wars Palpatine announced for May 4th, 2023. The first Sidious episode 3 announced a year ago, and now new Darth Sidious all during the same time frame near or on May the 4th. Thank you for that info, Gio. Man, you're a smart one up there. I appreciate that. Queso says he's had that thought that they were broke for a while too, but not sure about the validity. They're opening more stores, more announcements, generally quicker releases. I don't know. Are the releases quicker though? I don't know. I mean, I don't know. Maybe
some of them are, some of them aren't.
But look at what's suffering in the back end here. QC issues, delays. I mean, I don't know about the releases.
Freaking female wrist pegs. Unreal.
I'm just saying, like, you notice that there hasn't been a lot of announcements of that many limited figures this year. You remember last year, like every other week, it felt like there was another limited one. We were all stuck in a queue. Now we're not doing that this year. Why? Because you guys want to give us more figures?
Right.
Doubtful. You just want to find another way. I think we funded 2025. I think that's what we did last year.
Maybe. So here's the one that was announced last year, not even out yet. Looks cool. Wasn't a big fan of the robes. What? The coins?
What happened to the coins?
Did it for a couple of times. I don't think people really gave a shit about it.
Yeah, no one bought them.
But what head sculpt do you like better? This one or this one?
Man, I like them both, if I'm being honest.
This one just looks with the black robes.
I like the new one better.
Man, and then the red. It looks so good.
Well, that's not fair. We talk head sculpts. I mean, we talk about
right. I know, but I don't know. But I'm just looking at it, and I think honestly, the robe has something to do with it. It just kind of this one almost like drains the head sculpt a little bit more, but
right.
It's cool too. Anybody getting both?
Yes, I am.
I am.
Yeah.
All right.
I'll tell you why. Like, I don't feel like this is a waste of money to get this figure here. This is
look at that, the teeth.
This is him fighting Yoda, dude. Like one of the best, coolest scenes in the movie here. He's fighting Yoda right there in the Senate. You can't sleep on this. Now, granted, the face sculpt may not be for everybody, but you know what an easy fix is? If you get one of the new one, you can head swap. You can use the relaxed face on this version instead over here and have him as Palpatine full time. Or if you get bored of it, swap them both out. You know what I mean? So, like, I don't think having both exist is a bad thing in this situation.
No, for sure. I just think timing. And
timing
like
is
Ryan
just
says, just a little bad business in a way feel like they didn't wait for the others to ship first. But then again, would you be more upset, Ryan, if you just got it and then they announced this new one? So I guess that's the double-edged sword.
Yeah.
I just think, overall as a figure, like I definitely love this one. I mean, this is the iconic. Like, this figure I kind of want to do with like mid hood coming where he's pulling it up. I think that looks so cool. So this one I definitely got to get, which is almost unfortunate because it opens the doorway for me to get back into prequels because I have Darth Maul coming, and then I'll have this one. I'm gonna need like a Darth Vader Anakin eventually. So, you know, just as you get out for a couple of years, they pull you back in.
You would have rocked this as Palpatine by itself?
I mean, for now, but I'll probably put like, it'd probably be like, I'll probably just do like a prequel, like a 655 cube, like 5 figures, like Sidious, Maul, Darth Vader, Anakin, and then maybe like Obi-Wan from Revenge of the Sith. That'd probably be it. I don't need everything. But do you think...
That looks good. Is that kind
Here's
of
a question. This is the pose I want to do.
That's the pose, yeah, I kind of figured.
I think that's just looks
I knew
cool.
I saw it somewhere,
that's
yeah.
really cool.
Put Anakin on a knee, and then you have this or something like that. I think that'd be cool. But do you think they'll use... So, Queso says he thought maybe the announcements were so quick because maybe they only had the likeness for an amount of time. Maybe not, but I don't know.
Yeah.
But do you think they'll use this head sculpt to do Return of the Jedi? Or do you think that's going to be a totally different head sculpt?
It's got to be totally different because the makeup.
I think it would be different, yeah.
No, the makeup's totally different between the two.
Right.
So, but not for nothing though. That doesn't mean they can't use this again. There are more outfits that Palpatine wore in Revenge of the Sith when he's addressing the Senate after the attack. He wasn't wearing this. He was wearing like an all red robed garment.
That's true.
With the red hoodie as well too. And that's always the one I've kind of always wanted. I just thought that was such a unique look for Palpatine. But there's always a good chance that they can use this head sculpt a second time because technically this is a reuse from the C-Dub one as well too.
Yeah.
So
and two good head sculpts. So I mean,
yeah,
you know, we try not to always be Debbie Downers or anything like that. But we want to be real with you guys too. We don't want to talk about the bad just as much as the good or the confusing as much as the good. But man, to get both of these head sculpts with this figure is definitely a good thing. It's almost like it's a good problem to have because you're like, man, I got to find a way to use this head sculpt too. And yeah, you can have Palps and Sidious all together and kind of kit bash it if you want. But God bless it, this looks good.
Looks great.
Can't get over it.
Looks
and
great.
I know you're probably going to lose a little bit of quality with proto to final, but in something like this, older person, you got all these like wrinkles and stuff. You're going to still see all that. So it's still going to be really, really good. So I'm not really worried about how this is going to turn out at all. But OG fan throwing out the hot toys, emojis, loving it.
I think the big loser is going to be the CW Palpatine at the end of this year. When the dust settles,
sure.
That's going to be
again, I waited on that one too, so now I'm kind of like thankful I waited on that. So, but
I have it. I love it.
Coming next year.
Still has a place. Yeah,
I love it. I still think it's great. So I have no regrets about that one there. But yeah, that's going to be the big loser in this year. I think people are going to pick and choose between the all black one or the red one over here. But I got to say, like, if I was in the market to just get one, how do you beat this one with two head sculpts in the row?
Yeah, this is the best one for sure.
That's a tough argument against.
And I know, like you said, like facing off with the Yoda was iconic, but like I think this is like the most iconic moment though in the movie with him kind of revealing himself and then just putting that, acknowledging, Anakin's now Darth Vader and then putting the hood on. It was just, I mean, shit, we just saw it in the theater and it was so cool to see.
It's a great moment for sure.
Get another Anakin?
Oh, that's so good. Mouth is closed.
But like
mouth is closed.
The detail. Yeah. The detail though on the outfit too just looks awesome. You even got the straight edge on the hood a little bit, so that's cool. Obviously it'll be wired. The only thing that sucks is we gotta wait. People were thinking that they changed the eyes They still look orange to me. This still looks like the one that they just
Yeah, it still looks like
Yeah, it's the same.
Sith Apprentice.
yeah.
That's what they call him.
But I think because they named it that though,
Mm-hmm.
they've left that door open for Dark Side 2.0.
Dark Side.
For sure.
For sure.
How ballsy would it be if that's what's coming out on May the 4th?
Oh, I'd laugh. And
Like
I'd
Dark
pre-order
Side Anakin, and they do it better too. Like, everybody complains about like it not being leather. They throw leather in as well too. Like this
Leather.
really
You get a
pumped it up,
sculpted
another
version
notch.
too.
That's Range
sculpted.
Trooper talking right now. That's
Accurate,
Range Trooper.
accurate.
No,
eyes.
not even sculpted. It's just like it's going to be like 5,000 units
Yeah.
of like artisan Dark Side official Anakin. Like, wouldn't that be the big FU in a couple of days
Right.
with leather and everything too? There'd be riots in the streets.
Case wants to know how you'd feel if they did another Mace, because you're the only one that has it.
I want it. I want another Mace.
With
Listen,
rolling eyes.
yes, but also like
Better
the one-
likeness.
Yeah, the better likeness. Like, I'm so confused how we had a step down from Sam L. Jackson when they did such a good job with Nick Fury all these years ago.
Right.
For it to go down like that, I 100% would get a second one just because I'll turn mine into like a Clone Wars Mace just like that.
Can anybody do this voice? Once more, the Sith will rule the galaxy,
Not bad.
and we will have peace. It's the best I can
My
do.
favorite line is just when he starts going, no, no, no. Those are lines that get me. Like, yeah, tell him.
What's up, Blue Tattoo? Thanks for joining us, my friend. We are talking Star Wars tonight. I got a poll running, so guys, make sure you vote on that. I want to know what you prefer. What's the better, Palps or Sidious, I should say. We got the one that's old, that's not even released, or the new one.
It's not even fair to call it old. Like,
I know, right?
Don't
But-
say old. Say
OG.
prior released or announced.
Prior announced.
Prior announced.
So two interchangeable heads with rolling eyes, of course.
Dude, that's so cool that you get both versions. I mean,
Yeah, I mean that. I think a lot of people are going to
How do
maybe
you
pick
how do you
up
beat
too.
that one, man? It's an unfair
Right.
fight.
Even with this head sculpt and the red robes, it's still an iconic moment in Star Wars, and it's two completely different looks if you think about it. So
Mhm.
you have two figures here. That's the really cool part. What do you guys think about the base? Obviously reused, recycled from C-3PO, Darth Vader, Return of the Jedi, stuff like that. Good with it? Okay. No opinion about that.
I mean, I'm used to it at this
Not
point.
a fan. Not a fan. Honestly,
You know,
I don't
thought
want
those
sand
circular
bases anymore. But
better.
I feel like this is not it either.
Yeah.
I like the circular idea, but at the same time, I feel like you lose real estate when it's not the rectangular size. So it's cool. I mean, I don't hate it by any means, but just something I've kind of noticed. It's a little bit harder to maneuver the figure on there unless you're doing straight up museum pose. But you get the lightsaber with LED function. You get a good array of hands with the lightning effects. I like that because they used to kind of like rest on the hand or fit in there with friction.
Yep.
Now they're just part of it, and you can kind of see the detail, in the hand as well.
Yeah,
So that's
it's
really
really
cool. And they've nailed the head sculpts here, so can't really complain about really anything about the figure. Yeah, honestly, 3 different looks if you really want to think about it. So pretty cool. So we all getting this? Rick,
I
are you
am.
getting this?
Yeah, I get it.
Yeah, Brick, you're in.
Yeah. I'm
Oh,
in.
now?
This is badass.
Whoa.
Just sick.
Okay, so what are you gonna put with them? You can't just have him by himself. What are you gonna do?
Oh man, I'll get an
Well,
Anakin when they come
but-
out with an artisan.
But he can put him by himself. He's
Ooh.
got DTOFs and monos, and although all your Star
Yeah,
Wars
I
is
mean,
in the 6 series.
You know,
right?
I've got Vader. I've got, of course,
That's true.
and I will be getting an Anakin. I have the Attack of the Clones Anakin right now. I had Dark Side. I'll get another Dark Side eventually. So, for sure.
Yeah, Mr. AJ Green Day. People always complain about giving 2 head sculpts, but this proves you still have to buy 2 figures.
It's a good point.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Top 3 Star Wars movie, man.
definitely it's a good argument.
Doesn't all 3 Palps come with this base, sadly? I know
Yes.
CW does.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's just different design, but yeah, same base.
How
Same, but different. But still
But
same.
you do get the coin
you do
Well,
get the coin.
if you pre-ordered it in time. Yeah. No, I'm excited for this. Like, I tried to stay away from prequels as long as I could, but this is just kind of bringing me right back into the game. So it's very unfortunate, but it's so cool. So yeah. Final thoughts on this one while I close the poll?
It's coming
That is
home,
what it
baby.
is. It's coming home.
Mm.
35 votes. Which is the superior figure? 85% said the newly announced Revenge of the Sith, Sidious, and 14% said the old version, the unreleased version.
Previously,
And that just speaks volumes to what I think a lot of people are going to do, because not everybody's in the market to buy 2 of these. So
right.
I think a lot of people are going to be canceling that. And like I said, it is waitlisted, but could this come back into stock? Who knows? But will enough people cancel? I don't know. We'll see. So there you have it. Very good. I'm excited for that one. And then finally, we got a release, which is always good news. It's good to get releases. And this
We
one,
like those.
I feel like this one had been hanging out there for a while, for a minute. And it is what we kind of talked about when we were talking about the digital age, is the movie Prey, which we've all seen it. I was surprisingly excited with the movie. I thought, how do you make a Native American young lady fight this 7-8 foot predator with laser shooting stuff? And I thought they did a really good job of making it, for the most part, believable and entertaining. So I'm a fan. They've made some updates to this figure as well that other Predator figures don't have. So I think this is going to be a cool addition for you Predator fans. And it's just nice to get a release of something that we haven't gotten for years. Hot Toys going back to their roots just a little bit with Terminator, a little bit of Predator here. We still have that one tease, but let's just take a look at these photos. Man, this is one ugly MF right here, guys.
Oh yeah.
Damn near beautiful.
So we got like a seamless torso, which is one of the add-ons. I think that's a big deal because, well, it's not a deal breaker for the older Predator figures. It just helps, obviously, buy into the realism of the figure itself. So, and these joints here, they're not really noticeable. I mean, you can see them, but they're not that bad. Guy's ugly. Then they updated the dreads, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they did.
He's amazing, dude.
I'm glad this is waitlisted because I hope they do more. Bring back some of these Predators. Do 3.0s of these Predator figures.
Yeah, got mine paid off. He's coming home.
Nice.
I'm excited to see that.
Yeah, it'll be my first Predator. I do want a jungle Predator. I do think the first Predator is obviously the best one, but I would say this is probably my second favorite Predator movie. I think I like it better than Predator 2. But I don't know. There's just something about that kind of Native American vibe that I just really, really liked. And Graham, you said it too. Like, they made it work. They made it feel kind of like it could really happen to where that girl could win. And as different as this guy looks, there's just something cool, unique. I think this figure could stand on its own, even if you don't have a jungle Predator like myself. And dude, this thing is 14 inches, 14 and a half inches, something like that. It's gonna be a big one. And he's ugly.
I want to hammer that across, guys. He is very ugly.
He's ugly.
Oh,
Mask on or off, guys?
Yeah, I think it turned out really good. I mean, again, I don't really have any complaints about this. For me, though, I don't know. With the price tag and everything, I was going to pass on this one. Just too much other stuff coming out. I did like the movie, but kind of holding out for that jungle hunter to come back.
Which it will.
It
Right.
will.
But I would argue both of them are great though. Like, I mean, sure, everybody wants a jungle one there, but like this one is kind of important too because for years Predator has been trash, and this was a hell of. I mean, this kind of rejuvenized the franchise. You know what I mean? So, I mean, yeah, it may not be the first Predator you think of when you think of Predator, but I would argue, kind of like Brick said, this is probably the second best Predator out there. I mean, you can make your argument for all the other ones and Scar Wolf and all that other stuff there, but honestly, like, I like the primitive version of the Predator. I like that it's less techie than some of the other ones we've had before. I think the Jungle Predator speaks for itself. That's the GOAT. But like, if I was fighting for second place, I'd put this up there as number 2.
Yeah.
I still like the Elder Predator from Predator 2.
Yeah, Elder Predator's cool.
The musket pistol and just the story behind that one was really interesting. And then Berserker was really cool from Predators, but I do think this one is a little bit more unique than that one. I think stands out a little bit more too. So
now,
yeah,
do
really
we know?
cool.
Do we know who is the like best Predator? Like, if you put all the Predators in a ring, like who would win? Like, which one's the strongest?
Berserker, maybe. He's big.
I would say
Yeah.
Berserker would make the most sense. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
From a
Ooh,
strength percent.
X-Man wants to see the human chick Predator.
That was weird. I've seen that. Didn't they make that before? Many years ago.
I don't know.
That was like one of their first Hot Toys.
And then Jazzy and KG are correcting me. It is still up for pre-order on Sideshow. I thought this was waitlisted, but I guess not.
No.
So that is my mistake. Thank you for that. I want to say hi to a couple people too. We have Luis in the house. What's going on, my friend? Thank you for dropping in. Honest Hansel, channel member. What's going on, my friend? And look at this guy. How ya figure is in the house.
Whoa.
One of the real ones. Good to see this guy. Hope you're doing well. And then we do have SG Collectibles too. I can't forget this guy. Hope we get one more character from Prey. And Jazzy says, homie has 12-pack of abs. Yeah, this guy is ripped from head to toe. But it looks cool. So far, it looks like the poll, a lot of people are passing on this, which honestly, I don't think that has anything to do with the figure. I think that's more of like, it's more of like a, would you say it's like a niche kind of IP? Like, it's Predator's not for everybody.
Well, I mean, I think it's just one of those things where, like, when you think Predator, you really go back to the Jungle Hunter. Like, that's what everybody thinks when they think Predator. So this is an offspring of it. I mean, it did well, but I don't think this would really appeal to general collectors, more as diehard Predator fans. So understandable. If you had to get one, I don't think this is the one that everybody wants.
Right.
And it doesn't help when everybody's been teasing the Jungle Predator for the longest time at every damn convention that they can get their hands on. So, yeah, I mean, if you're waiting out for the Jungle Predator, I don't blame you.
One thing that looks like they've changed, would you call these, like mandibles? They used to be they'd be cut here, and they'd insert in, so there'd be 2 of them, and then this little piece here would insert in as well. It looks like now they've made it all one piece. Let me go back.
That's smart.
It is, because those were super delicate, but then you also just saw more seams. So now it's like less of a eyesore, I guess. I saw it.
Yeah.
Sorry. So like you can see it goes all the way back now, and it's all the way across. So yeah, it should help with, like, you know, realistic features. And then obviously you have the open mandibles there too. But this helps too, though, because you don't have that line going across the whole thing. So, and then, you know, the knees are jointed. You just don't really notice that stuff. So I think that's fine. And then you have the wraps here, which they've concealed pretty well too. So yeah, it's overall a really cool figure. It's gonna look
I
good
want to see if I can get this one at discount. I'm going to throw that out there. I feel like I can get this for a discount. I really do like this one.
Do you think Do you think? Okay, so retail's what, 405?
I think 400. Last time I checked.
400, 405.
Do you think this would be like in line with like a 85 Iron Man, 85 battle damage Iron Man, where the retail is really high on it, but over time you're gonna be able to get it for like 2/3 of the price, probably not half off for this, but like, do you think there'll be a big enough gap where you could get this for like like $300 maybe down the road? Or do you think it's too small of a figure, like the batch isn't very big, it's not oversaturated like Iron Man?
Yeah, I mean, part of me is like, it's not waitlisted yet, so that tells me that there's a lot of them. Figures, so. But then the other thing is too, like, will they ever do this figure again? Will they ever do this Predator again? So once it is sold out, will it be worth some money? But with the 85 Iron Man and all those, like, they're going to redo them eventually at some point in a few years down the road. But with this Prey, who knows? Could be never.
Right.
Well, I think what hurts this particular figure is the same reason why Graham can't rewatch it, because he's not subscribed to Hulu. Right? If this movie made it to theaters like Alien Romulus did, however, I think more people would probably be interested in this Predator. But there's probably a good chance there's probably a whole sector of collectors who probably still haven't even seen this movie.
I would take it one step further. I would say there's probably a whole sector of people that don't even know the movie exists, to be honest.
Boom.
And it's not even branded as Predator. Right.
Bingo, exactly. Yeah.
So, because I've talked about it with friends of mine too. Hey, did you see the movie Prey? No, I haven't heard of it. Like, no. I mean, they're not collectors like us, but still they like movies and they even know it existed. So
yeah, no, I mean that's a great point there. I feel like, and this is more of a problem with Fox back then.
Yeah.
Not putting it in theaters, which I think is a huge mistake. But yeah, I think the reception to this would be a lot different if it got a theatrical release and people got to see how great the movie was. But I mean, like I said, this is for diehards. This isn't going to be for your casual collector. If a casual collector wants a Predator, they're going to wait for the Jungle Hunter. That's the iconic one. You one ugly mother. You know what? So
we need Dutch.
Yeah, this one is kind of dead in the water unless you're a huge fan of Predator, which I am. So I don't mind picking this one up. I think it's a great design. Like I said, I like the more back to basics kind of look to Predator over here, and I think over time, I think this one will be more appreciated down the road. But I still think the batch is limited. This feels more like RoboCop when we got RoboCop 3, when everybody thought there was going to be a bunch of these we're going to pick them up, and people wound up picking them up and not selling them that often, and it's kind of maintained its
one
value.
Of the figures just never could find that RoboCop 3.
No, but this one hurts because this is a big price tag for a very niche specific Predator, and it's not the main one. If we're talking jungle, this thing would probably be waitlisted right now.
Yeah, I agree. What do you think of the base?
Love it. It's dope, man. Tomahawk on there, a couple broken arrows on it. What's not to love?
Yeah, I like it.
I do like the Tomahawk kind of hanging out there. And I want to see this movie again. I just don't want to pay for food for
clearly not that bad.
Yeah. Can you blame me?
Nope, not at all.
Nope.
Cool light up effect too. Don't have to worry about batteries, right? USB-C, I believe.
Yeah, the weapons are magnetic on the back as well too. You see that?
Yeah.
And you can take some of those arrows. You can actually put it on the Predator directly. I mean, what other Predator can do that?
Yeah.
It's built-in battle damage.
Mask on or mask off for you guys when you display this guy?
I think mask on for me.
Yeah, same. With the target system lit up. That's just cool.
That's cool too.
All great, man.
That axe is a nice touch.
Yeah, I mean that's hers from the movie.
Mm-hmm.
So nice touch.
So I'm sorry, I can't remember who said it, but they'd like to see, maybe it was SG Collectibles, but they said they'd like to see one more character from the movie. Would you guys like to see the main character from the movie? Or,
Oh,
or
yeah.
what would you like to see? I mean, because what else is there really?
Give me a grizzly bear.
Oh, Grizzly
No,
Adams.
I want to see the main character too. Didn't she have a dog? Right?
She did.
Yeah.
She did
yeah.
have a dog.
Give me her and her dog. That'd be cool.
I'm good on not getting her, honestly, because I'm just kind of thinking about. I don't know, for some reason. I mean, I think about Romulus because you guys have seen the new trailer, right, for Badlands.
Yeah.
No.
Right? You haven't seen the trailer for Badlands yet? For the
No.
new Predator movie? No kidding. Well, Chris, you and I can talk.
Kidding.
Okay, let's
So,
talk.
I'll watch it after this.
Yeah, well, basically, there's trophies shown in that there. I just feel like we're gonna see another Alien versus Predator in the future again.
Oh,
I feel like
yeah.
we're going that route again. We're going back, but I think we're gonna do it better this time. I think Alien is hot right now. I think Predator is hot again.
Yep.
You know, I think
Well,
you do another AVP reboot. That's gonna be a pretty
Yeah.
sick movie this time around. So
Well, the guy that's directing Badlands also directed Alien, the newest Alien
right,
movie.
right, exactly.
So that's a
Exactly.
big thing right there that he's doing both those properties. He's going to bring them together.
Yep, you know
For
there's
sure.
going to be a correlation with the two
Oh,
properties
yeah.
for sure. But yeah, I mean, what's her face from the new Alien movie?
Rain?
Rain, thank you.
Yep.
Yeah, I don't care about Rain. I don't. Like I do want the Alien, but I don't care about Rain. So I don't think I really care about forget the girl's name for this movie as well too. I just feel like
It's
give me a Predator, give me
Nyara
Alien,
or
I'm
something
happy.
like that?
What's that?
Is it Nyara or something like that?
Something that I don't even care about. But her
Really?
name, she's got a name. That's all I
His
know.
tattoos, like,
I just, dude, you have the hat out there. No, I think honestly, you give people aliens and predators, and we're good. We're good. I mean, these one-off heroes, unless that person's name starts with Dutch, I don't care. And if you give me Dutch, buddy, you have my attention.
oh yeah, need another Arnold in the
Another
collection.
Arnold,
would be
baby.
great.
Give me
Oh, thank
battle
you, Queso
damage
Blanco.
Dutch, muddied up Dutch. That's the one I want.
That's why we love the chat. They keep us in check.
They probably
What
just
was
think we
that
talk
comment?
so much bullshit.
You know nothing, sir.
We're just three normal guys drinking and talking shit about 1/6 scale figures. That's pretty much
Yup.
it.
Mhm.
We're all just hanging out.
At least we're not irresponsible. dumbasses, though, in fairness.
That's what I get paid for. Oh man,
Oh, he also directed 10 Cloverfield Lane. Interesting.
That's a
Done
great
fact
movie.
checking. You got it. Fake news stream. Oh, I love you guys. You guys.
Oh, and he's doing a Stranger Things episode for the final season. Look at that.
Nice.
Look at that. Look at this. Look at that.
Look at that. All right.
Well-
So,
Yeah.
any fake news predictions, guys? Artisan Obi-Wan is coming out. You heard it here. There you go.
Okay.
There's your fake
Artisan
news hot
Obi-Wan.
take.
It's too short.
Here's fake news. Artisan's dead. We're not going to see another Artisan figure.
It's better than
Here's
my
fake
Artisan
news. Star Wars. Hot Toys loves OT Star Wars, and we're gonna get more and more.
Oh wow.
New Elena announced next week.
Elena. She might get
That's
it.
actually, yeah, I was gonna say
She
that's
might actually get announced like Thursday.
You're gonna
I
get a
gotta see that
sculpted,
movie.
you're gonna get a sculpted Bucky, but from Thunderbolts.
Oh god.
Yes.
We're losing them.
Clint and Martin. Yes, I'm sorry. Yes, Cal Kestis. That's a real one. I should have.
Oh,
said that
yes.
earlier. That should definitely.
Yeah, I
be
think
up
people
there.
are screaming loud enough for that, and they're expanding the video game announcements more and more. I think that's a real possibility.
Yeah, no, for
Here's
sure.
some fake news. Oh, here's some more. There you go.
Some good stuff there. Any other? What else? Let's see here. Oh, let's see. Another one. Sideshow will refund us our tariffs when those things go away.
Yeah.
They'll give it back to us.
Sideshow will not build those tariff prices into the price of the figure.
Won't happen. Won't happen.
Yeah.
Let's see here. Oh, Hot Toys won't announce an Iron Man on May 4th.
Wouldn't that be dirty?
It would. It would.
I got 31 votes. Are you picking up this Predator figure? 70% said no. What I should have asked is, have you seen the movie? That would have been better.
It's good questions. Good questions.
Good questions. But any final thoughts, guys, before we kind of wrap up?
Prepare to be disappointed because 99% of your predictions are going to be wrong. We're going to get 2 figures. 2 figures at best.
There you have it. I mean, that's probably more realistic. I think 4 at the most.
It's a tradition. This is going to be our second May the 4th episode. And history just shows, and by history I mean 1 year ago, we had 2, so it's going to be 2 again.
I think we get another Joker announcement this week. Throw everybody off.
Jack Nicholson.
Ooh, that'd be.
That's wishful thinking.
That would be awesome.
You will get Leto, and you will like it.
Brick's like, yeah, I will.
I mean, probably wouldn't.
The guy from 36 to Mars? Hell yeah. Sign me up, brother.
SG wants to know who's getting the Batman animated Batmobile or the Penguin from Jazz Inc. I'm going to get the Penguin.
Penguin's on my radar. But
yeah, I don't know yet.
Golden Shower Vader. Oof.
There goes your meditation tank.
Yeah. Clinton says Hot Toys, I think it maybe tends to really not care about anniversaries. That's true. Like, it's true.
Yeah, it's kind of like a bonus if it comes out on an anniversary. I mean, we were just talking about Sidious was announced last May the 4th at the 19th anniversary, not the 20th. And we're going to get another Sidious back to back. So yeah, that's I wish they had collectors' brains like we do, because we always theorize like, oh yeah, so this is going to be the 25th anniversary of this random movie we were all passionate about, and surely Hot Toys will make. They're not. They didn't realize that. Someone will watch one of these streams from Hot Toys headquarters like, did you guys know about this anniversary coming up? No, I thought you did. So yeah, don't sleep on that. Don't sleep on that at all.
All right, boys, we are going to call it a night. We're at the 2-hour mark, just over. It's been a fun show. Heavy Star Wars, which is always fun. I mean, I love Star Wars and talking about it, but at the same time, I always love having a little bit of diversity with the show as well. So maybe we'll get some good stuff later in the week, early next week. We'll be back next week for episode 99. Brick, I want to start with you on just what you got going on your channel.
Yeah, I got the Bugle 6 this weekend, Saturday. Flavio would not be there due to being on anniversary with his wife and family. That is going to be fun. I wish I was with him. But yeah, going to be Bugle 6 this weekend, Saturday night at 6 p.m. Central Standard Time. And got a couple ideas for videos. Just need to get into the mood to actually film them. And yeah, I mean, just having fun on the Wolfpack, baby. Let's go. Wednesday night.
You should try role playing to get into the mood.
I do that a lot.
What?
In the mirror, I do things in the mirror.
You guys are losing bandwidth and your marbles at the same time. Insane.
Oh man.
Cut says 100th episode giveaway. Well, that's what I heard. It's in the works. Let me stay tuned.
So do back.
Ooh,
yeah,
nice.
what's going on in Whiskey? Jedi and Brick camera feed is blurry. I'm not sure. It's weird too.
We are in the same neighborhood.
Yeah,
I am too. I'm hardwired into
Spectrum, and it's the company that DLO likes to work with. So
sounds like someone is not going to be watching Prey for another night.
That's funny too, because DLO's fine on my end, but Brick is definitely choppy. But
yeah, that's how it is for me too. DLO's fine. I'm fine. Jedi is very choppy. But you know what?
DLO.
You can't blur out this.
I get to play my video games. Jedi can't because he does digital. So cool.
There you go.
There you go.
I think it's StreamYard in the end of it, but go ahead, DLO.
Yeah, man. I had a blast. This was such a fun episode, guys. We definitely should do this again. How about like same time next Wednesday? I think we
Sounds
should
good,
do-
man. I'll be here.
I will do my best.
Okay, no promises. We'll try. But yeah, guys, I had such a blast with you guys here in the panel. Obviously, the chat. You guys are fantastic. Thank you so much for correcting us and being true Star Wars collectors, because we clearly are not. But all the same, I got a video on the channel right now, my John Wick video. I'm going to actually speed up production here because I got a really cool Batman related thing. So I want to spoil everybody's Star Wars love and throw some Batman content at you instead. So I got a care package from that gentleman over there with the fuzzy Green Bay hat on. And yeah, I got a tumbler back here now. So what's up? So I am thinking about putting a ultimate Batman display video on for you guys here. So I'm going to share with you guys what I did with my display here and kind of walk you through my process. But I got a cool OT Customs cowl painted from a guy on Facebook, which I'll share his info as well too in the video. But yeah, when everybody's doing Star Wars, I'm going right back to Batman. So check out that video that's coming out this week.
Awesome. Looking forward to that. And yeah, for me, did my my display update last week, so it seemed like everybody liked that one. This week we'll see. I think it's either going to be where I my most trusted sellers that I get my figures from, or I'm going to do like my top five figures I'd least likely to sell. So never say never, but least
foreshadowing.
Likely. If foreshadowing. So yeah,
foreshadowing video.
Some good stuff coming up there, and I'm looking forward to it. But this was a lot of fun. Not sure why our connections brick suck, but I think it's Spectrum.
I think it's Spectrum.
So.
That's why I use Frontier, baby.
So funny.
All right.
I hear his laugh, but he's not moving at all.
And on that note, we are going to end it while we are still even with you guys. So
get it width, bandwidth.
Stay out there. And until next week, we'll see you soon. We got the jokes here. Come back next week for some more jokes. Adios.
Choose collect, baby.
Choose collect. Keep bricking.
I don't have a catchphrase.
Suck it.